Scorcese. I'm ready to go.
You know, the last year, Randy, your voice has went up a register. Are you on one of those hormones that kids talk about?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
So here's the thing. So this is the third one we've done, and these episodes are very, very popular. It's better than that. I don't like to say stuff like this. It's better than that horse shit those other two people do. And so a lot of my friends were telling me that we need to have our own website, but I don't know how to build the internet. So now there's so many different sites where you could just have somebody else do it. And I want this website for our fans, but for only our fans. And so I found one that really got that idea across. At least I thought so. And I started us a page on OnlyFans. But once I logged into it and looked at some other people, that is not what's going on that website. And if that's the kind of content people need to make for their fans, I'm not sure we should do that.
Aw, come on, Tammy. You don't want to do a little nip slip for our fans.
Well, I mean, listen, my nips are slipping right now, but I'm not showing anybody.
Don't you have some nice lingerie
You mean lingerie? Yeah.
you can put on your body?
Wait, is it supposed to be lingerie? No wonder my husband left me. We made it pretty far that time.
It was really hard.
Hey, have we recorded since the Resident Evil trailer came out? I don't think we have.
No.
Dude, that trailer is awesome.
Hell yeah.
Like, the use of the dial tone, or the busy signal, whatever that was, that's cool. And it builds up the music in a way that a lot of modern trailers do, but it's like, thank God, not a fucking slow cover of a pop song.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't get super excited about new trailers that much anymore.
Yeah.
But that one is the same when I saw Weapons and Barbarian trailer. I went, I cannot wait to fucking see this.
Yeah. I think part of it is because he doesn't give anything away. Like, they tease you, especially, I mean, the Barbarian trailer is the best at that. Like, you watch it and it makes you want to see what the movie is, but you are not prepared, which is awesome. Like, you're not prepared at all. That's great.
It's awesome.
And, there's too many trailers that give away the whole movie. And there's also, I don't get excited about trailers anymore either because it's the internet. You can see it whenever. It used to be you'd have to go to the movie theater or you'd have to watch that show Coming Attractions on E! Did you have E! growing up, the entertainment channel?
Oh, hell yeah. I had
Like
not thought
Talk
about
Soup?
that in years. Oh, Talk Soup.
Dude, Talk Soup was so good.
I fucking love Talk Soup. Wasn't that guy that always had that little weird white patch?
John Henson.
Yes, I loved that guy. Bring that show back.
I know, it was so good. But they also had Coming Attractions. And I think it was one of them. I can't remember. But somebody hosted it. And they just hey, here's it was a half hour of like, here's the trailers that are new this week. That or the theater were the only two ways to see them. So it became a thing. And now people are so entitled that like, I used to pay more attention to like movie nerd websites. Like Ain't It Cool? And like Birth Movies Death was great when that existed. Birth Movies Death had a pretty good community. Ain't It Cool's community was terrible and toxic, which is no surprise when it's creator Harry Knowles got in trouble for sex stuff. So one phrase I would see on there, well, there's two things. First of all, we need a trailer. They'd be talking about like a new Spider-Man movie. We need a trailer. Like, need? No, you need food and water and a bed.
Wrong word.
Here's the thing. I live my life in words, okay? And words do mean shit, whether people like it or not. You don't need a like last night I texted you when you said, I know what they said. I'm like, well, you don't know what they said because nobody knows what they said, but you are pretty sure you know. And yeah, me too, but you don't need a trailer. Like, are you really tying that much of your happiness to that? You know what I mean? That's what it is. What the fuck? And then I'm worried about this movie. It's like, you're worried about if a Spider-Man movie's good or not? Who fucking cares? I would love for it to be good, but if a Spider-Man movie is bad, which has happened a couple times, I don't care. I'll go on with my life.
That movie Moon, you saw that movie Moon, right?
Yeah. I only seen it once. I don't really remember it.
Yeah, I didn't see the trailer for that or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Eric told me not to watch the trailer. He said, just go into it blind. You're going to fucking love it. It's amazing. I did that. It was incredible. So yeah, we don't need trailers.
Right. But even if you like to watch trailers, like even for movies where it's like, oh, I want to see a trailer just to see some of the cool stuff. Sure. But just understanding that it's not that important. That's kind of, like, and then a trailer comes out for a movie. They're like, finally, it's like, finally, like the movie's about 6 months away. That's when they put out fucking trailers. What's finally about this? You know what I mean?
What was a trailer where I go, unpopular opinion, but I think the trailer's better than the movie? Oh, The Exorcist. The trailer for that is fucking amazing.
Like the original 70s trailer?
Where it's like the black and white and like the lights going in and out on the faces.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
I have to send it to you. It's
a trailer for the first Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I'm actually not a huge fan of that movie. I know it's like everybody's like favorite horror movie.
Yeah, it's very good, but why don't you like it?
I just get kind of bored through some of it.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's a slow burn.
Yeah.
For sure. You know?
Yeah. It's a good movie. I'm just not like, oh my God, The Exorcist is one of the best horror movies that's ever been made.
Have you seen Exorcist 2?
Yeah.
It's bad. Well, you know me, I know bad movies, but man, it's hard to watch. Here's the thing is because it's one of those things that feels like a very cynical kind of like, well, we're going to make a sequel because that one was successful and that they didn't really know what they wanted to do. It's not interesting.
No, not at all.
The third one is awesome.
Yeah.
With George C. Scott. I love George C. Scott's horror period. I don't know what he was doing, but he did that. He did...
I don't know what he's doing.
What's that awesome haunted house movie, The Changeling?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That movie's great. The ball bouncing down the stairs. And one of the best things of all time, one of my favorite acting moments of all time, especially in a horror movie. It's like a ways into the movie, like 2/3 or maybe it's getting towards the end. And, the ghost is doing a lot of stuff in his house. And he's like, I forget exactly what he says, but he calls it a son of a bitch. So I just love that he's like, what do you want, you son of a bitch? I'm like, calling a haunted house or a ghost like a son of a bitch, that's awesome. You son of a bitch. It's like, there's not any, you're yelling at the house. You're calling a house a son of a bitch. That's great. He's great. Ever since I saw him in Doctor Strangelove when he slaps his belly as a punctuation on something he's saying, he's great. Because I did that too. George C. Scott, baby. He's in like one or two other horror films too. Like, man. Back when they considered it to be slumming it, and he probably did it for cheap money towards the end of his career. Movies are good. And this is not... But horror movies are good, and that's what we normally talk about. But this is a fistful of popcorn where we talk about other stuff. But so far, I intended this idea to be about anything. But then Shandy's very busy and asked me to pick it. So far, Fistful of Popcorn is about action movies with subtitles from Asia. Now, it's been a different country. No, it hasn't been a different country every time. Now it's finally a different country. Today we're talking about The Raid 2. I believe called The Raid 2 Bloodlines. That's not true.
Well, it should be called, what I said in our text was Redemption.
Yes. Here's the deal. So The Raid 2 is a sequel to The Raid. See how that works. And The Raid was a big hit in Indonesia and in Asia and did lots of other countries. Mm-hmm. But when America brought it over here, it was during the time... Marvel movies were just getting going. It was like 2012 or 13. There was a lot of big stuff going on where they would not have numbers anymore, just a subtitle, like Thor, The Dark World, The Dark Knight Rises, So they made it be The Raid Redemption. And we both watched The Raid 1 the day before, same day that we watched Raid 2, so that we could be up on what was going on. And I told her, like, if you can tell me who gets redeemed in that, I'll give you $5.
And I do not have $5.
Right. But do you also know who gets redeemed? Because I don't.
No.
No, there's not really. That's not in there. Like, the only thing, like, I suppose, like, the brother, but, I mean, the brother doesn't get redeemed. He keeps being a gangster, which does not work out for him. But I don't know why it wasn't just called The Raid. But The Raid 2 is awesome.
Holy shit.
So here's a little production background. And, you know, here's the background on the background on talking to the background. So I love action movies, and I've also often mentioned how I kind of got into really paying attention to action movies, reading this guy Outlaw Vern and stuff. And this was the time when I really started getting into these movies and paying attention. And The Raid and The Raid 2 were like the first films where they were coming out right at the same time where I was really getting into this kind of shit. So I was like, oh good. One, everybody loves it coming out, and go see it in the theater.
Yeah.
So I saw The Raid 1 in 2012 at the ArcLight in LA, because that's where I lived for a little bit before I came back here, got divorced. And I went to The Raid, and it was awesome. And then I walked somewhere. I think I was meeting up with a friend at a comedy show or something. And I walked over there to wherever I was going, stopped at a crosswalk, and I was standing next to Chris Parnell, because it's LA, and that just fucking happens. You know what I mean? Who I also just saw in Fallout, because Margaret and I caught up on Fallout. And he played the guy with the one eye in the first season.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, it was fun. But anyway, so that was The Raid 1. And so then The Raid 2 came out in 2014. And I think I saw it on disc because I lived in South Dakota at that point. And it didn't really play a lot of theaters, I don't think. So I'm obsessed with these movies. I'm obsessed with a lot of movies, but these particularly. And so, you know, I tend to find out stuff about it. So The Raid and The Raid 2 are directed by Gareth Hugh Evans. And his middle name is H-U-W. And he is Welsh, but he's also part Indonesian. So he speaks the language, Indonesian. And he was a young and upcoming filmmaker, okay? So at the meantime, so you got Gareth Hugh Evans in Wales getting into making films. Around the same time, there's a young man in Indonesia named Iko Uwais. And his name is Ikouwais. And I looked it up. And, you know, a lot of people in Asia, a lot of those languages, you say your names very fast where it's almost one thing, even though they write it as a first and last name. So it's Iko Uwais, but he's basically says it sounds like he's saying Iko Uwais. So Iko Uwais. And so he was this young man whose dad and grandfather were very involved in a Indonesian martial art called pencak silat. And yeah, so he got very good at it. He won an award or something in the early 2000s. So when he was getting involved in it and winning things, at the same time, this guy came over from Wales, started making a documentary about it. Well, that was Gareth Hugh Evans. And so they met because he was just in the documentary because he was one of these dudes. He was making a documentary about pencak silat.
How they know each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then Gareth was like, well, this guy has major charisma. And Shandy thinks he's hot, right?
Yeah.
He's hot. So Gareth was like, well, this guy needs to not just be a pencak silat star. He could do movies. And so they made a film called Marantau, which you should see, which is cool, where so Iko plays just some kind of country bumpkin who comes to the city and ends up helping free a bunch of sex slaves. But it's one of those great situations. Southeast Asian movies do this all the time because a lot of times their martial arts are tied into like their religion and stuff. And so you got a country bumpkin who moves to the city, but is also really fucking good at beating people up. And so that's what happens. And so then Gareth Hugh Evans had an idea to do another movie with Iko, and he wanted to do a big, sprawling crime movie that had all these different characters and ins and outs, but he didn't want to do like a martial arts movie. He wanted to make a crime movie in which all the action was this martial art, pencak silat, right? So he wanted to do this epic, huge crime thing involving pencak silat and undercover cops and all this stuff. Well, that cost too much money, and it was going to be called Berendal. Berendal, which is an Indonesian word, I think. But so he wanted to do this movie, Berendal, was too much money. So he's like, okay, well, I'll do something cool, but I'll pare it down. I'll do a shorter movie, a contained idea, and that's The Raid. And which is just, if you haven't seen it, and we're going to be talking mainly about the sequel, but The Raid is like a bunch of cops go to a building to take out a drug dealer. And unfortunately, the bad guys know they're coming, so they ambush the cops, and fun violence ensues, right? That's about it.
I remember seeing it at Eric's apartment.
That where you first saw it?
Yeah, and we just were fucking blown away.
Sure.
We hadn't seen a movie like that,
Yeah.
I don't think, before. So
no one had.
No.
Really?
It was just like, oh my God, nobody knows these guys are here. Oh, fuck. They're fucked. They're sitting ducks. Holy shit.
Yeah.
How the fuck are they going to get out? And like, when they get made, and everyone in the apartment complex is told, if you take these cops out, you'll get rent for free for a year. I went, oh shit, they are really fucked now.
Yeah. Hey, so you rent, and New York's expensive.
Yeah.
So if you were one of those people, what would you do? Would you go for it?
I don't know if I would feel secure enough in my abilities to run towards a cop with a gun with whatever thing that I had, like by hand, like a kitchen knife.
Yes.
Or, you know?
Yeah.
I would think about it.
You think about it?
I'd think
All right.
it.
I would think about it too. I hated paying rent. But here's the thing. If you lived in that building, you'd be like a violent, drug-addicted scumbag, so you'd probably be a little more apt, you know. But,
except for that one really nice guy.
Yeah, except for the nice guy whose wife is sick. So I think he just lived there before the criminals took over the rest of the building.
Yeah, and my medicine's expensive. I got to stay here because rent's probably cheap. And, you know. Yeah.
And maybe he did something to help them at some point. He could have been their accountant. We don't really know much about him.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. But so basically, it turns out that they're there under false pretenses, and their lieutenant is super corrupt, and the other corrupt cops who are in charge of him told him to come here to kill the main crook who's in charge of this drug building. What he doesn't find out until the end is that they also told that main crook, hey, that lieutenant who nobody likes anymore in our organization is coming. He thinks he's going to kill you, but we want you and your men to kill him.
Yeah, that guy's time is up. He's donezo.
He's done is kind of their thing. They're done with him. So there's all this awesome violence leading up to that until you find that out. So, but the lieutenant does kill the main drug boss, and he tries to kill himself, but he gets stopped by the main hero, who's played by Iko Uwais. And throughout the movie, Iko Uwais' fight scenes are totally incredible, and nobody knew, no one knew who this guy was. And so he blew the hell up. And so in this movie, his character has a brother named Andy, and just like me. That's where our similarities end. But Andy is like one of the right-hand man to the main drug dealer guy, the main bad guy of this building, Tama. And his right-hand men are Andy and this guy named Mad Dog. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But so Andy finds out his brother's involved, and his brother's one of the last cops alive, obviously, so he ends up kind of helping him. And then at the end, Tama dies, and so Andy makes sure his brother and the couple survivors and this lieutenant, who's now alive and they arrested him, he makes sure they get out of the building, but he goes back in. And there's some really wonderful lines there. I know that this is the first movie, and we're going to talk about the second one, but there's some great lines there at the end. Like when he first finds his brother, he says, you should change your clothes, because his brother's wearing a uniform, right? So anybody in the building that sees him will know it's him. And his brother's like, this fits just fine.
It's so baller.
Yeah. And the brother later on kind of says the same thing. He's like, in my world, in this world, the criminal world, and especially this building in particular, in my world, I can protect you. Can you give me the same promise in your world? Meaning, if I come with you back into society, can you make sure I don't get killed? Whatever. Hell no, of course he can't, So he's just some cop.
So good.
So Andy stays there, and that's where that movie kind of leaves it. And the lieutenant who the criminals wanted dead, and the lieutenant wanted himself dead, he's been arrested by Iko Uwais' character, whose name is Rama. It's one of his names. So that's where it ends. Now, that's a great setup for talking about the raid 2, but I want to give you a little more background that I promised you.
Okay.
Is it okay? I know I'm talking a lot, but I'm like setting all this stuff
okay.
up.
I wanted you to take the lead because
right.
Tammy likes action movies.
Oh my God. Very good reference.
Thank
I
you.
like action movies.
Yeah, you do the movies.
Well, the thing is I just remember that they don't say movies, they say movies.
Movies.
Movies. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
But yeah, so Pencak Silat. So, it's a very cool martial art. And again, Iko Uwais was like a champion Pencak Silat artist. And when I looked around, there's people in like martial arts subreddits and MMA stuff that feel like it's not a great one in practice. And the thing about that is I don't give a shit. Because, like, okay, so you maybe wouldn't use Pencak Silat to, like, defend yourself. Okay, but I just want to watch people fight on film with it. And it's a great martial art for that because it's kind of more wavy, but it's also super brutal.
Ooh.
And the art also very well lends itself to certain weapons, especially a small knife. So there's a lot of that in both films. But, of course, when you make an action movie, you can't just have one guy who's good at it and be like, all right, this is going to be great. You need to be able to have a lot of great fight scenes. And of course, the hero's going to be killing people or at least incapacitating them. So you need to have a lot of people around who know what they're doing. You need to have people that can help him choreograph, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's a great stunt team called the Piranha Team, something like that. And one of the first times I reviewed this on Letterboxd, I'm like, wow, there's so many dudes at the credits with the nickname Piranha because I didn't know. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's why it said Piranha. But there's a couple people who are the main dudes here that helped. And so Iko Uwais helped choreograph, of course. But then the other main choreographer here is named Yayan Ruhian. And he's a stuntman and a very good fight coordinator. But Gareth Evans was like, I think you would be a great actor. So Yayan Ruhian plays Mad Dog. That's who Yayan Ruhian is. And Mad Dog is amazing.
Oh my God. I almost feel like he's the best fighter, in my opinion.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he plays different characters in Raid and Raid 2, but in both cases, it takes at least one more person to take him out, if not like 20.
The fight scene of him in the first one between the two of them is just fucking insane. Like, this guy has been hit so many times, but it seems like his adrenaline keeps pumping into his veins and he keeps getting these wins. Mm-hmm. And when I first saw this for a second, I thought he was going to at least kill one of them by how fucking brutal the whole thing was.
I thought the brother was going to die for sure.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's a badass. And so he and Iko did a lot of the choreography for this, and they had a great stunt team too. And Mad Dog is probably named after a character from the last Fistful of Popcorn movie, Hard Boiled. Remember Mad Dog from Hard Boiled?
Yeah.
So Gareth Evans, he did this Letterboxd interview for a recent movie he did where they named their 4 favorite movies.
Oh.
And his first favorite is Hard Boiled.
Nice.
So totally that's a reference, right? Uh-huh. His other favorite movies are great. Singing in the Rain, which we should watch for this sometime because it's obviously not an action movie, but the choreography in that is just as good as choreography in these movies,
Okay.
Back to the Future and The Wild Bunch. So
nice.
It's a good list, But anyways, Mad Dog does not make it out of this movie. As Shandy said, the brothers fight him and he keeps getting back up, even when they stab him in the neck with a fluorescent light bulb. And when they kill him with that, and they're dragging it across his throat. Dragging is a word we're going to be saying a lot in this episode, by the way.
It happens a lot, and it looks so painful. Yeah. Oh, God.
People's body parts off in their faces get dragged on things a lot in these movies.
I don't know if you would do this, but sometimes I would grab the body part that it was happening to while it was happening.
Oh, totally.
Like, oh, God, my neck.
Yeah, like, oh, God, yeah, like... It's so visceral and so brutal that you almost feel it, which is great,
Yeah. Oh.
And that's the first Raid movie, and it's very awesome. And if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. One of the other main characters in that is named Joe Taslim. Joe Taslim plays Jaka, who is like one of the other main cops. And That character dies, so he's not in the Raid 2. But Joe Taslim made other movies, and he also plays Scorpion in the new Mortal Kombat movies.
Ooh.
No, he plays Sub-Zero. Sorry, he plays Sub-Zero. And Noob Saibot and all those other ninja characters. So
Sweet.
he's a very good-looking dude, too. He's actually a model who learned how to kind of do some fighting and stuff. So the Raid was a hit, so they had an idea for a sequel. Well, the idea for the sequel is just what he wanted to do as the first movie. Because I don't know if you caught on, but when I was saying he wanted to make a sprawling crime epic with action scenes, well...
That's exactly what this is.
Yeah. And so the Raid 2 has a lot of different names. As I said, the Raid was also called the Raid Redemption, which is stupid and we hate it. But the Raid 2 was also called Barandal, which was what it was going to be called originally back when he wanted to make it before the Raid 1, right? It's also called the Raid Retaliation, which is like... Okay, so but I don't think there's a retaliation in the Raid 2. But you know what happens? Redemption.
A lot of redemption.
So it's like, what the fuck? And I mean, really, the first Raid does have retaliation because the bad guys retaliate against the cops for showing up.
Yeah, it's fucking backwards.
It is very backwards. So as we talk about these movies, another thing that you definitely find out when you watch them, definitely if you watch The Raid 2, the names they use for characters in this country can be confusing because a lot of them are only 4 letters. Almost every name is only 2 syllables. And a lot of them are very similar. Like in the first movie, the main character is Rama and the main bad guy is Tama. And then you got his Rama's friend Jaka. And then you got Bowo. And, you know, it's like, okay, like it gets hard to keep everybody straight. And the second film keeps that up.
Yeah.
Because Rama goes undercover and has a second 4-letter name. And then you got Bejo. Then you got Bunawar. And then you got, who is the head Indonesian? Bangun. Ucho's dad is Bangun. So there's all these B names and stuff. So it can be hard to keep them apart. But so it's a much bigger film. It's way longer. It's got a lot more characters. It does not take place in one location. It doesn't even take place in 1 year. You know, it is sprawling and it is awesome. Unfortunately, there will never be a Raid 3. But pairing these two together is really cool because they are completely different movies, basically. You know? And so they needed a third dude to help Yayan Ruyan and Iko Uwais do the choreography and stuff. So they hired another awesome Penchak-Silat fighter, Sisep Arif Rahman, who also plays the assassin, who, when Shandy and I were texting about this movie last night, I called TKM for Tiny Knife Man because that's his thing.
Tiny Knife Man.
He doesn't even have a name. He's the assassin. So yeah, Tiny Knife Man. And so these guys are awesome, right? And at the same time, Disney was preparing to put all their new Star Wars movies out. So in the first new Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens, when they first meet up with Han Solo and Chewbacca again as old people, well, Chewbacca's just Chewbacca, but, you know, Han Solo's very old. Side note, talk about trailers and this Star Wars movie. So my daughter, I got into Star Wars when she was 3 or 4, and she was about 4 when the trailer dropped for Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. And so she was already very familiar with the old movies. So we're watching the trailer, and Chewbacca shows up with this guy. She goes, "Who's that old guy?" I said, "Dude, that is Han Solo." She's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, the old movies were a long time ago." So anyways, there's a scene where Han and Chewie, they meet up with them, and they're on this big ship thing, and they're getting tracked down by like a gang, right? Well, 3 of the guys in the gang are Iko Uwais, Yayan Ruyan, and Sisep Rahman. So they're in Star Wars, and they have like no lines or maybe one and get killed almost immediately by a monster.
Wow.
I know, and it's like, you know what it is? It feels like a dad trying to be cool. It's like, hey, I know what you kids are into, so he just puts them in the movie. Sure, that's cool, but these motherfuckers should have had lightsabers. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
They should have been, yeah, they should have, dude, yeah. There's even a martial arts scene in that movie later on when a stormtrooper with, like, these shock batons fights a guy with a lightsaber, and it's like, why wasn't that these dudes? You know, like...
I know, you have all of their talent at your disposal, and you just fucking shit the bed.
Yeah, it's just typical American horse shit, us not understanding what we have.
Not appreciating anything.
Yeah, it's so dumb. But so they have gone on to be in a bunch of other movies, often together. There's this movie about alien invasion called Skyline, which I never saw, whatever. But the sequels are like martial arts movies with these guys fighting aliens, which is they're not bad. They're not great, but they're not bad. So, but anyway, so that's all the kind of backstory for making The Raid 2. And The Raid 2 was also a hit. But then Gareth Hugh Evans, he kind of didn't want to make another movie like this. And when you see The Raid 2, I can understand why he wouldn't want to make a third one, because it's really, this movie's a lot. And there's a lot of this movie. Yeah. But it does kind of end on a cliffhanger, and so it's too bad. But then he later on was like, yeah, I think we ended it at a good point. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? but when you think about it, and when you watch this movie knowing that's the end, because there just won't be any more, it kind of makes sense in a way, because like I said earlier, at the end you actually can't hear what the characters say, but Shandy had a pretty good guess, and this is the same guess that I have, and I'm sure most people have, that like what they're talking about, and that would be an okay ending, because he says, I'm done. That's the last line in the movie, so it's funny.
But he also has a kid who's a boy, so you could start the third movie kind of how you started this one,
Legacy
where
sequel.
Like his kid is grown up and his dad actually wasn't done for whatever reason, and something happens to him, or he takes over as the bad guy and like his son has to take him out or some weird shit.
That's a fun
Who knows?
Idea.
Who knows?
You could
There's
do it.
so much possibility.
Yeah. There's one more thing I want to say before we just dive into the movie, which is action movies are great. We all know that. Starting with the Bourne Identity movies, especially with the second one, which is the Bourne Supremacy, a kind of action became very popular to do, which is shaky cam, and you're up close, and you don't always know what's going on. And that carried over into a James Bond movie, Quantum of Solace. It carried over into Transformers, which makes no sense, but also explains why in the first couple of those you don't ever know what the fuck is happening. It looks like they're just rolling tinfoil across the screen. And it happened a lot. And so there was a period of time, and this is when I was starting to really kind of get into action movies and what they were and what they meant and how they're put together. But so there was a good period of time there where you could not see well-done action in a theater. Like at all. But there was straight-to-video movies that were really fucking nailing it. So there were some great movies being done outside of the Hollywood system. But there was like a good 10 years where there just wasn't well-done action in American films, even in like the Batman movies, the Dark Knight movies. Like the first half of Batman Begins is him training to be a ninja, and yet when he fights in those movies, it's all close up and shaky, and it's like, Yeah,
I was really disappointed. Like, all my friends loved that movie, and I was kind of disappointed by it.
Yeah. I mean, it's great in a lot of other ways, but, and yes, we talked about Batman, but hey, we're talking about fighting this time, so I think it makes more sense.
We're talking about it in a different way than we usually do.
Yeah, about how it was part of a problem. But also then superhero movies that got big then, like Iron Man and all the MCU movies, well, they had some well-shot action, but that's superhero action, right? Yeah. That's a little different. So then you get to 2012, and The Raid comes out. People are like, oh, because this has very well-shot action. Yes, there's parts that are close up and shaky, but there is a lot of great tracking shots, pulled back so you can see Iko Uwai's whole body, you can see Yayan Ruyun's body, and everybody else. It's great. And so that kind of started a trend. They started making better stuff. So in 2014, within about 14 months, okay, check this out. March 2014, The Raid 2 comes out. September 2014, John Wick comes out. And by the way, a bunch of these dudes were in John Wick 3 or 4. May 2015, Fury Road. So it's like, now we're back in the movie theaters with well-filmed, amazing action.
Yep. Finally.
Yeah. And so The Raid 2 was, that's another reason I love it, because it was part of a trend of like, okay, let's get this shit in the theaters again. Because yes, it was cool that they were still making great action on direct-to-video, but it's so great on a screen. And then I saw the first Raid in a theater, and there's a scene in the first Raid where he's fighting dudes in a hallway, and he breaks a wooden door, throwing one guy through it. So at one point, he's standing outside that door, you know where I'm going with this, and he grabs a guy by the collar, and he jumps backwards and brings that man's throat down on the jagged wood of the door and kills him. And in the theater, I was like, I'm so fucking glad I'm in a theater right now, because everybody was like, oh! It was crazy. Because that's an amazing moment.
In that same hallway scene, he takes a guy's head and bashes it into the concrete, but he does it in succession. So he's like,
yes,
bam, 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 all the way down. And it makes this sound, and it's so quick that I just went, fuck, that looks like that hurt. Like, breaking your skull. Like, oh.
And Southeast Asia stunt teams, because there's a guy named Tony Jha from Thailand, and he did his first few movies with his director Prasya Pinkyao, and Prasya had this stunt team who are fucking bananas. Like, they fall off of moving trucks and stuff in their movies, and there's no wires and there's no pads. There's just a man falling off of a moving semi-truck. It's fucking crazy. He set Tony Jha's feet on fire. I mean, it's awesome. And that was about 10 years before this. So Southeast Asia had really, of course, Hong Kong has always been the king of action movies. You got John Woo, before that, the Shaw Brothers, whatever. But in the 2010s, the Southeast Asia was stepping the hell up. So was Korea. So that's just all to say that this movie is important, in my opinion, and is fucking awesome. And, I mean, The Raid 2, it's the longest movie we've discussed for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Gotta be.
Yeah.
It's almost twice as long as most of the movies we talk about. And the plot is very intricate. I call it The Departed with kicking, or maybe Heat with kicking. It's an intricate crime epic, but it just so happens every time violence is going to happen, it's normally with Penchak Silat. Right? Well, you have to talk about the plot, right? Because it's fucking insane.
I mean, I did like that. A lot of times I was confused by what was going on, but it didn't matter. But at the same time, it still had some of those classic crime tropes.
Yes.
Which I mentioned in text you because we were watching this at the same time. You know, where you have the son whose dad is the big dude. He's wearing the big pants, like big mob boss. Yeah. And he's whining about how he doesn't have more responsibility. And he's going to go against his dad and he's going to pull some shit on the sidelines.
Yeah.
I just went, shit. When his dad finds out what he's done behind his back, he gonna be pissed.
Yeah, and he was, you know.
He was. He broke his damn nose.
And I guess we could just kind of explain it very broadly because it's very intricate. However, the plot in a broad sense is two pieces. Because it starts like right after the raid ends. In fact, it begins with Rama's brother getting a bag taken off his head, and he's in a field.
That pretty wide shot. Wow.
Yeah, beautiful.
So good.
Very juxtaposed to what happens, which is horrible and ugly.
I love how tiny they are in the left-hand corner of like...
It looks like tiny models.
Yeah.
Like on a model train.
It's just so serene and this calming marshland, but something really fucking bad is going down.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. And there's a figure being dragged around by some other guys. The figure has a bag over his head. They cut to a close-up. Bag comes off. It's Rama's brother, Andy, from the first movie. And Shandy was probably like, oh, this actor's back. Good. I think he's hot.
Well, I know. I went, oh no, it's not his brother.
Yeah.
And I even said to you, I said, that actor was probably pissed when he read this script.
Yeah.
He lasts,
for sure.
What,
Dude.
2 minutes?
And I don't think he even talks.
I think he just pleads for him not to do something.
Yeah. And then he gets shot in the head with a shotgun by this guy, Bejo. And Bejo is this like interesting villain. He's physically weak. He has like a cane. He always wears gloves and a cape, and he's got sunglasses. Maybe I don't know. I think they're just sunglasses, but he seems to have a lot of physical issues.
Gives us this real Weasley vibe.
Yeah, totally. And he's very, he's a schemer, and he definitely schemes. And so you have that happening. And so basically on the crime side of things, Bejo wants to take over the Indonesian crime scene. And there's a few pieces of the Indonesian crime scene. There is Riza. Riza is the top of the food chain, and he is a corrupt police commissioner. That he's mentioned in the first movie because he kind of played these other two guys against each other. And Riza's kind of overseeing everybody else. And the two groups he's kind of overseeing in this movie are the Japanese and an Indonesian crime family led by the guy who's the person, the dude, Bangun, and his son Ucho and their advisor Ika. are kind of the main guys there. So what we don't know till the end is Bejo's in cahoots with this Reza guy. And there's a lot of Machiavellian, Shakespearean plotting going on, right?
Mm-hmm. That's a great way to describe it.
Because there's a lot. There's a lot of layers.
Yeah, it's like the fighting families, like
yes, all that stuff.
Yeah, the houses.
Yes, totally. Game of Thrones for sure. You know what I mean? Definitely that. And what the basic scheme is Bejo and Reza are going to cause a bunch of shit between the Japanese and the Bangun clan so that they fight and weaken each other, and Bejo and Reza can take over it. That's the kind of long and the short of it. Bejo starts doing that by becoming friends with Bangun's son, Uko. But that happens later in the movie, but that's kind of the main plot of The Criminals. Meanwhile, the movie starts with Rama's brother getting killed, but then we cut to Rama and the lieutenant guy from the first movie that he's just arrested. And before he left, his brother told him, you can trust Bunawar. So it cuts to Rama and another guy that he saves in the first movie, and the lieutenant talking to this Bunawar guy. Well, first of all, Bunawar's men just shoot the lieutenant dead.
Yeah.
Well, how did you feel? Because you haven't seen this before. Here's two main characters of the first movie are dead within like 90 seconds of it starting.
Well, first I went, fuck, because I like his brother. He's a great actor, fighter, and he was hot. So I was disappointed immediately.
Triple threat.
And then I didn't care about the lieutenant dying because he's a fucking dickhead. But then I went, fuck, you can't trust any of the cops? Like, they're all bad? Because his brother was like, you can talk to this guy because not all the cops have been bought. And I went, fuck, like, who can this guy fucking trust? Like, he's in some shit. What does he fucking do now?
Yeah. But that doesn't end up being the case necessarily. But Rama's very pissed that they shot the guy because he was hoping to, like, use this guy for evidence. And he also had a box of tapes his brother gave him that had a lot of corrupt cops on tape, you know?
Actually bring justice to somebody.
Yeah. And this Bunawar guy who's a cop, he's like, nah, that guy would have been dead by sunup anyways. The gangsters would kill him. And a lot of this gang is actually corrupt cops. So they could have gotten to him no matter what. And he's probably right. And and the reason he kills him is because he doesn't want anyone to be able to identify Rama. Is it because he cares about Rama's wife and young child? Or at this point, she's still pregnant? No. It's because he doesn't want Rama to get killed because he's going to use Rama. And he's going to throw Rama undercover because at the same time, the son of this of the Indonesian gang guy, Bangun's son Ucho, is in prison. So they want Rama to go into prison and become his friend. And to do so, they make Rama actually go beat up this guy whose father is a politician. And the politician actually is why Ucho's in prison. So he's like, yeah, that Ucho will like you because you get this. Like even the reason he goes undercover is very convoluted. You know? Like, wow. But essentially they're like, yeah, you'll be out in a few months. Which
the few months thing.
Yeah.
Fuck. Liars. Liars.
Like they knew,
yeah.
You know.
Because if they would have told him 2 years, he would have been like, fuck off.
Yeah, totally. Because his son at that point was not born yet. But now it's 2 years and he comes out and his son's like a kid, you know?
Yeah.
So it's really, really too bad. But lucky for us, prison is awesome. Jeez, man. So when they're explaining all this stuff, they're cutting in between scenes of Rama with his head shaved in prison. You're like, what the fuck is going on? And he's on the toilet and the stall is like shaking and there's a lot of people screaming and knocking on the door.
Oh, yeah. The sound gets muffled.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. I went, oh, that must mean something's about to go down.
Yeah. And what goes down is the door to the bathroom stall. And like, what, 50 dudes get in there?
Like the entire prison is in the bathroom, basically.
It's amazing. And, you know, it's a great fight.
Oh, when he throws that guy over the stall.
Yeah, over the top of the stall into the next stall. It's so cool.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
And, you know, strangely enough, I also can only poop if I can hear 50 guys yelling and knocking on the door. You know? Otherwise, I just can't get it out. So.
It's your fiber.
Yeah.
Where's all my fiber?
Yeah. Like, fiber can only go so far. I also need a large amount of men screaming at me.
I also need to have the fear in my butthole that I'm about to get my ass beat.
There you go. And I don't even think Rama's afraid. Because also they say, we're going to train you even more before we put you in prison. It's like, whoa. So he's like a super badass. One of the ways he trains, though, is in prison. And that's fucking painful to watch, isn't it?
Oh, my fucking God. You know what?
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of is in Kill Bill when she's hitting the fucking wood post thing with the tips of her fingers touching it.
Yeah, the what's that punch called? She's practicing like that close-up punch, whatever it's called. There's some name for it, but yeah.
Yeah, but he's hitting the fucking wall with such force.
Yeah, and I think it's real.
What?
You know? Well, I don't know. It's real-ish, right?
God. When the shot of the drawing of like the outline of a person was on the wall, I went, he is not gonna fucking punch it. Like, that's his punching bag to train. Like, get the fuck out of here. And then he starts hitting it. I went, this guy is scary as fuck.
Yeah, dude.
He's so innocent looking in the face, but he is scary. Scary man.
Yeah, totally scary. And yeah, he really did it. I'm looking it up right now.
Oh my God. So were his knuckles really broken?
Probably.
Or bloody
I don't know.
and shit?
He's fucked up. It's crazy.
Fuck.
I was telling people later on during COVID, because everybody's washing their hands a lot, and my hands got dry. My knuckles would chafe and chap and look kind of bloody and stuff. Yeah. I said on the internet once, I'm like, whenever someone asks what's wrong with my hands, I show them this video. And it was a video of him punching, like, because I've been doing this shit, getting in shape. Yeah. But not really. But yeah, it's very brutal watching him train like that. And yeah, then he fights a bunch of dudes in the bathroom, and it's cutting back and forth to that and earlier in the timeline when he's being told that he has to go to prison to befriend Ucho. And so that happens, and the first time Ucho shows up, I told Shandy, like, here comes the hot guy, but you were like, well, I think Rama's hot. I'm like, oh, so now it's just another hot guy. But what did you think of Ucho?
I went, this guy's hair is way too fucking nice for being in prison.
Yes! He looks like Indonesian Elvis, and he has this perfectly coiffed straight black hair, pomaded, and it's got like an Elvis thing to it.
He's kind of a little like pansy ass.
Yes, totally.
He's going to try to show his dominance. But let me tell you something. If I'm in jail and the guy in the cell next to me is punching the fucking wall that hard with his fist, I'm not going to say that kind of shit to him.
Yeah, it takes some balls. And, you know, later on when they're out of prison, you see the other people Ucho surrounds himself with, like the other hitmen. It's like, okay, well, he just knows a bunch of fucking badasses, so maybe you get more brave that way. But, geez.
Having them all do his fucking dirty work for him.
Yeah, totally. And, I mean, he's even doing that in prison. And, you know, and he basically kind of had his men start that big fight in the bathroom to kind of test this guy, because he had heard, hey, here's this guy. He beat up the son of the politician that fucked you over. So that instantly made him interested. And so they do become friends. And, you know, Rama's just trying to get in good with this dude. And he says his name's Yuda. So now, not only are the 4-letter names confusing, now the main character has 2 of them.
At least it's not another R name.
Right.
Like, thankfully, they did.
I bet Gareth Edwards was like, yeah, we'll call him Ruda. They were like, no. Nope. No more R's, buddy. No more R's, no more B's. You need a different thing. I'm sorry. Like, oh my God. But anyways, yeah, so he becomes friends with him. And, you know, obviously Rama's just trying to get in close with the organization and help bring it down. You know, very simple, common movie idea for crime movies. But he gets met by a dude in prison during a visit, and I don't quite understand that. The guy's like, everybody seeing you with me right now just gave you more status. It's like, why? I never quite understand that part.
Yeah, I didn't really either, because there was kind of no follow-up with that.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that was about. But basically, he's another undercover dude, or somebody who's involved in the undercover organization. And so he's kind of telling Rama what's going on. And one thing he tells him is like, yeah, you're not going to get out of here just a couple months, because the politician whose son you beat up is real mad at you. And he's doing like everything he can to keep you in here forever, which works.
Yep.
Which works. But this guy that Rama meets in the prison visit says something to him, which I think should be an Urn Fulla Popcorn shirt. Every once in a while we talk about this, but he says, "Suck it up, don't fuck it up." Like, that's a good t-shirt. Right?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So then it's towards the end of the prison part. They're outside during their yard time, but it's raining a lot. And this scene, I think, almost killed you, but then there was a scene later that almost killed you. But, like, you were like, holy shit, right?
I mean...
We should probably explain it first before we get into reactions, right? Maybe I should set it up more.
Yeah.
So it's raining and it's very, very muddy, and they're kind of all sitting there. Rama has like a mop or a broom because he was cleaning up, but now it's raining really hard. So everybody's just sitting under the awning watching it rain. And Rama notices these guys start to get some shivs and stuff out and make their way over.
And there's signaling happening with their hands. I went, oh no.
Which is funny because it also kind of looks like they're two baseball teams waiting for the game to be over, and here they're throwing pitcher signs to each other. Very interesting. But so they start coming over, and it's like, at this point, there's only been one fight scene so far, and it's probably already 20 minutes into the movie, and you're like, okay, this movie's longer and weirder, right? And so they cut between these guys starting to walk over with their shivs to Rama grabbing his broom, and very slowly, he puts his feet on the end of the broom and holds it down, and then starts unscrewing the handle, and it's like, oh, shit.
Like, yeah, y'all got shivs, but man, that don't fucking matter. He got a broomstick.
He has a Donatello stick. You guys are fucked. And they are. And they're there to kill Ucho. And what's interesting about it is it's the guy who Ucho was sitting with earlier in the prison lunchroom. And it's the guy that Ucho had been bossed around. So now this guy's obviously been bought by somebody else. Or maybe he was always working for that person, probably. And they're going to stab Ucho. Well, that would really hurt Rama's case. So he fights these dudes. And look, he was already knowing that he was going to be in prison longer than he wants. But the behavior the next 5 minutes could have helped him very well.
What the fuck?
So they start fighting, and it's incredible because they get out in the mud, the camera goes up, and the cops get involved too, of course. So the camera's above them, bird's eye view, seeing, I don't know, I think 100 people fighting in the mud. So they're all covered in mud, and for fighting, and it's insane.
It's crazy because you're like trying to find out who's fighting who.
Yeah, and they're all covered in mud. It's
you can't fucking tell. So it's just like people are just fucking stabbing each other and kicking each other. Yeah. And I just was thinking about how many times somebody would try to land something and they slipped.
Yeah. Well, and there's a scene when towards the end of this fight, Rama sees that the guy who wanted to stab Ucho, the leader of the little group, is finally about to. And Ucho and this other guy are both laid out on the ground, but the guy's kind of crawling over. And so Rama's trying to make his way over, and he keeps slipping. And I'm like, I bet the actor was just slipping. And they left it in because, of course, you would fucking slip because it's muddy. And now there's blood everywhere.
My heart was palpitating. You would see a shot of two people fighting and kind of slipping and sliding and fuck, if this doesn't fucking land, are they going to be able to land their fucking punch or their stab?
Oh.
The unpredictability of having a fight scene when you can't have proper footing.
Yeah. And you can't tell anybody apart.
Is in fucking insane.
Yeah.
Ugh. It was glorious.
Yeah, it was very glorious violence and a lot of stabbing, a lot of stabbing in the ankle. And before they get out of the mud, one of the guys who's going to kill Ucho, Rama grabs him and shoves his face against a concrete kind of shelf behind their chairs. And so the guy's cheek goes right on the corner of the concrete. And I screamed. I've seen this movie 10 times. And last night I was still like, ah!
That happens a lot where someone will get thrown and their back or their head hits the corner of something.
Yeah.
And it just looks so goddamn painful.
Yeah. And you know what else too? And you mentioned this a little bit ago too. So their stunt team does a great job, but I think an unsung hero of these movies is the sound Foley artist guy. Mm-hmm. Like you said, the sound of the heads and shit, often heads like hitting a wall or a floor or getting dragged across glass or whatever. It's good. And I mean, it sounds like maybe they're just taking a T-bone steak and slapping it against the wall, but it works, you know? Like, whew. Guess the sounds are just like, oh.
It's super crisp and clean and clear sounding.
Yeah.
It made me want to grab the body part of what I just saw because it's the sound. Like, I just kicked you in the back of your leg and broke your fucking leg, and the bone crack sound was just...
Oh.
There's a lot of that, or like when they would break their arm. Oh, you see it go the other way, like God.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. And you know, the Blu-ray I have, there is a bunch of documentaries on it, so I assume there's a mud fight thing. So I'll check it out because it is an incredible fight scene.
I would love to see behind the scene footage of them. Like you said, there's so many people.
Yeah.
Rehearsal for that had to have been fucking intense. Well, for a lot of this, it had to be really intense.
What if you fuck up a shot? Well, now we got to cover everybody in mud again? Like, what, you know, it just...
Yeah, and different angles.
Yeah.
Like...
Logistical nightmare is what I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you'd have to storyboard it, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they choreographed it, but
head.
Like, the choreography's incredible. I mean, it's in there, but you can't tell. Like you said, it's just chaos, but man, it is... And like I said earlier, there's a lot of one shots. There's a lot of long takes that just like follow dudes. And there's people fighting in the background. It's just amazing. And that filmmaking, well, it was in the first rate as well. And he's obviously even better this time. But it never stops. It's very stylish. You got like later on camera like on a guy who jumps through the window and it turns with him as he falls out the window all the way around. Amazing.
Because you're not expecting it either.
Yeah.
A regular film would just, you know, okay, he's in that room. But it was like, you know what we should fucking do here? That'd be fucking dope. How can we flip it so it's like we're going in the room with him the way he's going into the room?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. We're throwing him in the room, so let's throw the audience in the room too. Is what it is. It's like, but that's exactly what you said. Like, we're going into the room the same way he's. That's amazing.
Tammy, I don't want to be in these movies. I'm terrified.
Yeah, I know, right? But here we are. And speaking of that word terrified, one note that I said, and I've thought this for many years, Gareth Hugh Evans, his fight scenes are like little horror movies because they're so gross and bloody. They're super fucking tense. And there's often knives. So it's just like...
Machetes. A lot of machetes.
And oh man. And like there's even little visual references in this movie to like the first one a couple times. I think I mentioned we were watching it, but so there's this crazy muddy fight. And so he does save Ucho from getting stabbed. So then it goes black and Shandy's like, I gotta pee. I'm like, you also just need to like breathe. Whatever you said something like that.
That happened a few times
a couple
in this
times.
movie where I went, I'm holding my pee because I'm like, I have to experience this without stopping. And then I'm like, okay, I can't hold it anymore. But
you also needed a break.
Mentally, yes. Because I think during the really intense fight scenes, I was holding my breath and had my mouth open. Like, there's the phrase of, you know, on the edge of your seat. Yeah. That is definitely the feeling that I got watching a lot of this. My eyes almost could not believe what they were seeing.
Yeah, it's very well done.
Yes.
And we're not going to spend as much time on everything, but this is one of the coolest scenes in the movie for sure.
Yeah.
And it's one that people know about because it was in the you don't really know what you're seeing. In the trailer, they just showed some those bird's eye views of just like 80 dudes covered in mud fighting. And me being a fan of the first one, knowing kind of what I'm supposed to be seeing in the trailer, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, so then it cuts to, it just says 2 years later, you're like, oh shit. So he did end up being in there forever, and Ucho picks him up and brings him right to his dad, and Rama's just in like Flynn to the mob. And, you know, he deserves that, because A, he's been in prison too long, but he also like murdered half of the prison to protect this guy.
I'm surprised he wasn't kept in jail.
I'm surprised they didn't fucking hang him.
Because didn't he kill a couple of guards?
I think he did. And like... But you know, at that point when Ucho got out, perhaps they greased some wheels since the corrupt cops are such a part of their organization. Maybe they greased some wheels to get him out anyways.
Like, Dad, we gotta help this guy.
Yeah. We know he killed like most people there. But you gotta let him out. So yeah, they let him out, and as he's getting out, he's putting on his street clothes, which have been provided to him by the undercover cop group, and he feels something in his sleeve, and he fishes it out. It's like it's a bug. It's a listening device. He's wired, and he pulls it out and throws it on the ground. And I remember you were like, "Why is he doing that?" And I was like, "Just wait."
Yeah, because I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Duh, hadn't seen the movie before, Shandy.
Yeah, I'm like, don't worry. A lot of times when someone hasn't seen a movie and they ask me, like, what's this going to be? I'm like, just watch the movie. Now, obviously that part, there was that, but there are parts of this movie that just have to be explained and there's no helping it.
Yeah.
Because it's, like, really complicated. But that was like, hey, just watch it, you'll get it. And so they go to meet his dad, and his dad is like, I love Bangun as a character. I think he's one of the better people in the movie, even though he's an awful criminal.
Yeah, I would second that for sure.
Yeah. And so when he meets Rama, who is called Yuda to them, but we're going to keep calling him Rama because we're already confused enough. The dad's like, oh, you know, I'm so glad you were nice to my son, and you're part of our organization. We're going to take care of you. Now take off all of your fucking clothes.
Strip.
And that's how I text Shandy. There you go, Shandy. You're like, yep.
Oh, freaking yeah.
And they, and you like this guy. So, you know, you don't see all of him, but you see a lot of him. You see that, here's the thing. Okay, so you don't see his dick. That'd be kind of weird to just randomly show his dick, even though there is some very overtly sexual, awful stuff later. But you don't see his dick, but I feel like, and if I liked dudes, this is probably would go for me too. It's like, it's not so much the dick, but I bet you gals that like boys, and I know you like both, but when it comes to boys, do you like those hip bones right there, like, that kind of point to the dick? I feel like that's a sexy part people like.
That's a sexy part, but also I'm an arm person on dudes.
Oh, okay.
I think that's why I like martial arts guys, because they have the definition in their arms.
Yeah, lots of definition, yeah.
Not huge muscly guys.
Right.
The more lean, but you know, they have definition.
Like Bruce Lee.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Not so much that you'll not have enough fat in your body to keep your brain from killing you with an aneurysm, like Bruce Lee, but, you know, close. You know?
Like him and Brandon. Like, Brandon is a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Good looking guy.
Yeah.
Good looking guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they strip him naked. They don't find anything because he tore it out of his own clothes. They did not check his butthole, though, right? It sounded like they were about to.
Okay, when he said check him, when he was like completely naked,
and
he went to check his clothes, I thought he was going to check like under his balls or like bend over. I thought that's what he was going to say. Go check his balls, because I guess if you can you clench your balls? I don't even know.
No, but you can maybe kind of get stuff stuck there. But here's the thing, though. But we're looking for a listing device, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a listing device under your ball sack, it's not even going to do a good job.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like, or in your asshole. Like, it's not going to hear people. It's in your butt. It's under your balls.
I guess it's like a tampon. You put the circular part in your butthole, and then the wire goes between your taint.
They take his clothes off, and there's just a little microphone sticking out of his ass.
The cops just hear every time you shit, every time you piss.
Oh, no wonder he never sits down. So he meets Bangun, obviously, and he already knows Ucho, and he meets their advisor dude, Ika. And Ika, like, talks to him about, like, yeah, you know, he's going to take care of you. And he's like, you know, you and I, we come from the same place. Meaning, like, we both worked our way up. At least that's what we think he means.
That's what I thought.
Yep, totally. That is a very, very cool, clever line. Because I didn't even think about that till like the fourth time I watched this movie. You know what I mean? So, and they give him a very nice apartment with a very cool CD player that you liked. He's going to crank the music so he can call his superiors. So this is so fucking awesome. This is where I texted you in all caps, I love this movie. The criminals gave him the cell phone. He opens up the back of the cell phone, takes out the SIM card, puts it on the counter. And then he opens his mouth and it's like, wait, what's going on here? And he reaches like under his tongue, I think, and pulls out another SIM card.
Mm-hmm.
How fucking cool is that?
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. And then he puts it in there and he calls his boss of the undercover cops and basically chews him out.
I would too. What the fuck did you think? And not fucking tell me? Like, thank God I'd stumbled upon it, you dickheads.
Yeah. Or he'd be dead, you know, and that's it. It's so stupid. And they're like, oh, he wasn't going to check you right away. Yeah, he checks me right away.
You risked my life. I have a wife and kid at home, and I was in jail for 2 fucking years to help you motherfuckers. Yeah. And you are so blatantly ignorant.
Yeah. Well, and I think they're cocky because they think they know how to get this guy, right? So, they're not going to check you right away. It's like, well, yeah, they did. And also, hello, this organization has been very hard for you to beat. Plus, there's cops involved. So you don't think the cops have told Bang-Yoon, like, hey, by the way, you got to check a new guy, even his butthole and balls, for microphones. Anyone you get in this room that you haven't met before, fingers and butt, all the way. You know? So it's like... So anyways, the cops are just... And it's just a great point about how they don't really care about him, you know? And yes, like his brother told him you can trust Bunawar, but that doesn't mean Bunawar cares about him, you know?
Yeah.
And then he, after that, he calls his wife and hears his young son, and that kind of hits him right in his heart's balls. And, you know, it's tough and it's sad, and there's some good acting there. This director, Gareth Hugh Evans, he gets some very good acting out of people who are not actors. Mm-hmm. Yaya Nuroyan, who plays Mad Dog, and then the homeless-looking assassin Procoso in this one, he's a very good actor.
Yeah, he fucking is.
And his monologue, it's very, very brief, but his monologue in the first movie is one of my favorite things ever. It's only 5 sentences, but he's about to fight the lead cop, and he's got a gun. He leads the lead cop into this room. He puts down the gun, and he's like, you know, I never really liked these, you know, it takes away the rush. He's like, squeezing a trigger is like ordering takeout. But this, and then he sticks his hands up. This is the thing. This is the pulse. This is what I do. And then he beats the ever-loving shit out of a guy. And he doesn't have any good monologues like that in this one, but he still has some good acting moments where he's like arguing with his ex-wife about seeing his kids. And I mean, I agree with the ex-wife. This guy's a fucking murderer.
I will say though, the looks that he has on his face, I had bits of sympathy for him. Sure. Because when he says, "Hello, I did this to support us." Yeah. It's almost as if he kind of was like Rama, where he got wrapped up in something that he probably didn't think he was going to be doing for that long to just try to get them back on their feet. And then he just got wrapped into it and couldn't get out. Mm-hmm. But he still shows up every month and gives her a big wad of fucking cash to support them. Yeah. I felt bad for him. Yeah. And it's very well done too. And I think you're totally right on what happened to him. That's probably a very good theory. You know what I mean? It's what it felt like.
Sure.
You know, he's kept a picture of his kid in that locket.
Yeah. And it sounds like his kid's an adult now, right?
I think she said, like, he's been doing this shit for 15 years or some shit.
And that he was in college or something? Yeah, so...
God, can you imagine, like, just getting wrapped up into a criminal organization, thinking, like, I'm going to do 1 or 2 jobs for them, and we're going to have the money that we need, but then there's just no fucking way out now. You've just... You're in.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Just when I think that I'm out, they pull me back in. But I mean, think about this too. It's like my daughter's going to be 15 in a couple months. So if I had seen her as a baby and then never saw her again until like today, that'd be insane and it'd break me in 2.
Yeah, and you probably take it out. You'd be like, I love killing all these people. I have a lot of rage.
I'm going to stab a man through the chest with a machete. It's going to go through the wooden fence, and then the camera's going to go with it. And when he falls away, there's going to be a hole in the fence, and you'll see my face. He planned all that up. No, it's amazing. The camera work and everything is great. And we're hopping around, but like, there's a lot to this movie.
There's so much going on.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
I love it.
This is where they bust up a porn like a porn factory. And that part is very disturbing. There's two disturbing sexually violent kind of scenes right next to each other, which I've always thought is odd. The first time I watched this, I was with a girlfriend who was living with me, and she, I think it was 2014 probably, yeah, and she like couldn't deal with those two things because like a lot of women, she'd experienced stuff. So, like every woman. But so then I stopped, and when she went to bed or something, I stayed up and watched it. But because there was no way I wasn't gonna watch it. But like, okay, and I'm gonna comfort you, but I'm gonna comfort you like right now, and then I have to watch this again, or I'll claw my own eyes out. So,
I gotta know what's gonna happen.
Oh, dude. Well, and just the fights. I wanted to see the fights.
Yeah, but I mean, also, when you're dealing with a criminal organization this big, they've got their hands in so much fucking shit. A lot of it is going to be really bad. It's just going to be the baddest of the bad shit going on, because that's what bad people do.
Yep. And I, like I said, seen this many times, but I think this is the first time I noticed that when they show the porn factory, they're putting all these DVDs in little cases, and every case has like a little cover, and the cover is it's basically coated. It's it looks like just like bathroom sign style drawings of figures, but it's basically telling you what the porn is. So there's like a lady and a dog, or there's 3 ladies, or 2 ladies and a guy, and I'm sure there's one that had a kid on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bestiality.
Yeah.
Pegging, which was happening during this whole scene.
She's basically like raping a dude. And,
yeah, she's like, he won't sit still. God, and she's like it's just like a normal job where she goes to the water cooler to like get some more water, but she like gets out of the fridge. It was so just like, God, work sucks today. This guy won't sit still. When I'm like trying to ram this guy in the ass with this huge dildo, and he won't sit fucking still. Where do you find these guys? I think is what she says, and he's just like, she's like, is this one of your hitchhikers? He's like, yeah.
It's
like,
a hitchhiker.
Fuck?
But then he says something really fantastic. Just fuck that guy's asshole, you bitch. It's like, oh my God.
Get back to work.
Because you're right. She treats it like a regular job, and so does he. And the job is horrible and insane. And there's a great scene, because what we find out is that this porn dude's gang, well, they've been also selling drugs. They're not supposed to be doing that. So Ucho, the son, and Ika and the Rama show up with a bunch of guys, and they're like, what the fuck? And there's something here that I wanted to bring up. So it seems to be an important part of these films. So they're sitting at this huge table, and things are getting tense because Ucho is not good with people. He is always immediately an asshole.
Yep.
Like, he's charismatic because he's pretty. And I think they needed a pretty actor, because like you have to like him like a little tiny bit, and the character is a huge piece of shit. And there are some sympathetic moments, but generally he's a whiny bitch. Right? I mean, would you say that about Ucho?
Yeah, this is what he doesn't want to be doing.
Yeah.
So he's already pissed that he's got to be there doing this shit.
Yeah, and the dad's doing it to try and teach him, like, hey, you can't just take my job without actually doing the job, you know? But which is this. Yeah. And so they're there trying to shake this guy down, and Rama spies something in a reflection of water on the wall. I hope it's water. It's probably hooker pee, but he sees something in a reflection in a puddle. Now, before we get into that, in the first movie, there's a really great scene where one of the criminals in one of the rooms in the building, in the Raid 1, they have him handcuffed. But the guy, this is why it would be hard to be a cop in a place where a lot of people practice martial arts and yoga and take good care of their bodies. So this guy pulls his arms over, like basically almost dislocates his arms, and gets all straightened out, and then pulls a machete from under the table. And there's like a couple other scenes like that in the first one. And yeah, he stabs some guys. But so in this one, Rama's looking down on the floor and sees this puddle of liquid, and he sees in it that it reflects under the table, and one of the porn guys is going for a shotgun that's hooked up under the table. And then it's an awesome fight scene. And this doesn't even make my top 5 fight scenes in this movie, but it's still awesome.
It's still great, but yeah.
It's like there's
It's
so
not
many
as
good ones.
memorable as the other ones, but it's still good.
No, it's great. It's great. And, and so there's a cool fight scene there. And then, so Rama starts getting to know Ucho better. The next scene, they're in a karaoke room. And Ucho is very, very horrible to the escorts or whoever they are that they have with them. And so he gets all whatever and leaves the room for a bit. And Rama puts a microphone, a little bugging device in his wallet. And here's the thing. It's so when he got rid of that bug earlier when he was getting out of prison, it's not that he doesn't want to do that.
Right.
It's not that he doesn't want to use technology, because shortly after that, he also uses like a webcam and an iPad and all this stuff, and it's cool. It's just that he knew they'd check him right away, and he thought it was very irresponsible for the cops to like immediately give him a wire. He's like, no, I got to get in. Then I'll start using all your James Bond shit.
Yeah, when he tells him, like, I'm in here, I'm taking the lead on this. I'm telling you what needs to be done. You don't tell me. And he says something in regards to, he's going to pick up some shoes at their checkpoint. And he's like, you can put the bug in there and you'll know that I've picked them up when I'm ready, because you will see them on the move. And I thought, good for him.
Yeah.
What a bunch of dickheads.
Fucking morons. Yeah, totally. Yeah, he's like spying on him. And so eventually Ucho gets to sit down with the character we mentioned earlier, Bijo. Now, it's funny because Bijo's like an important character, but he's not in it for like an hour. That's how long this movie is, and that's how big this cast is. Ucho gets invited to Bijo's restaurant. What kind of food did they make at this restaurant? I could never tell. They look good. Looks like a fancy place.
Yeah, I was not paying attention to the food.
Right. Why would you? What am I talking about?
The glasses of red wine was noticeable.
Yeah, very red. And you brought up Lynch. Brought up David Lynch a few times because, yes, there's especially a shot when they first go to get the Yayan Ruyan's hitman character we talked about, the guy with the divorced wife and kid. When they first go to talk to him, Bangun is sitting in this chair in a red room, and it's very Lynchian, even the lighting. And I would assume that's on purpose, you know?
I think so.
Just like how there's a character named Mad Dog, I would say Gareth Evans is referencing a lot of things he likes in this movie, you know? This is where things get really confusing, plot-wise.
Yeah. That's why I need hope.
Yeah, so Bijo, he's the guy with the cane that we talked about earlier. He's the guy that killed Rama's brother. He's the one that I said is secretly scheming to take over all these criminal empires with Reza, the corrupt police commissioner. But so part of that scheme involves getting Ucho to join up with him. Like Shandy has mentioned a few times, Ucho's already mad. He's already like pissed off. A classic son of a mobster character, like you said. But so Bijo's there to kind of like pump that up a little bit.
You know your dad'll never let you.
Yeah, he's never going to really let you have this and all this shit.
But I will.
Yeah, but I will. Which is like, how could you fucking believe this guy? Look at him. He looks, like you said, he looks like a weasel.
He's a fucking weasel.
He's like the human version of one of those cartoon weasels from Roger Rabbit.
He is. He's the guy that always has the toothpick out of his mouth.
Holy shit, he also dresses like Christopher Lloyd's character.
Yes.
He's got a cane and sunglasses. Whoa. Anyways.
And he's got the black gloves.
Yes! Oh my god, you're right. That's so funny.
He's in charge of the weasels.
I'm going to say Gareth Hugh Evans did not purposely make that reference, but you never know. He seems like an interesting dude, so you never know. He does love Singing in the Rain, so he's not only in action movies. He makes horror film. You know, anyways. So Bijo's like, yeah, you know, you're going to join up with me. We're going to start a war between the Japanese and your dad's gang, and as they're fighting, we're going to take them over, and you're going to get all of it. I just want a little piece of land.
Really? That's all?
Don't believe this shithead.
Hell no.
But he has a very interesting bribe for Ucho. And this is a reference to the first raid, because the first time you meet the bad guy, the first raid, Tammy, he's got all these dudes lined up that he's mad at for some reason. We don't know. And he kills them. So Bijo, I assume, claps his hands, because he's the kind of little smarmy prick that would clap his hands for people to do things. I can't remember. Anyways, they bring in these 5 dudes, and it's the gang that tried to stab him before Rama beat the ever-loving fuck out of them. In fact, they're lucky they're still alive.
No shit.
For another 30 seconds. So he's like, here's the guys that tried to kill you.
Here's my gift for you.
And you talk about this because you had texted me and you kind of enjoyed the tone of this scene and how the guys are talking to each other.
Well, this happens a lot in this movie. Like I said with the girl, like she was at fucking work with the huge strap on. The nonchalantness of the two of them talking like, you know, best friends that haven't seen each other for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I brought you this gift. Aren't you
Yeah.
happy what I brought you? And here's your knife.
It's a weird little knife. You know what? It's a weaselly little knife.
It's a weaselly little knife.
Yeah, and as far as how they're talking to each other, yeah, friends, but also it seems to me like it's just two business guys talking about the terms of their business deal.
Yeah, they're just having a meeting.
You know what's interesting? Instead of signing a document, he's doing this. He's cutting these guys' throats. But
Yeah,
he's
he's
essentially
signing
saying,
in
I'm
blood. Yeah.
Interesting. I just had that thought. Okay, yeah. Anyway, so continue.
I love that they chose to have none of the guys like really pleading or begging for
Yeah.
anything. They're all super still and quiet because they know what's coming, right?
And they're kind of annoyed.
Yeah, like get it fucking over with. You're taking your fucking time. When he gets, I think, to the middle guy and he starts cutting him, but he stops halfway because he's trying to make a point.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's just so matter of fact. Like, oh, yeah, well, this is just what we got to do right now.
Yeah.
But you're killing these people in a very gruesome manner.
Yeah. Oh.
Like, fuck.
It's pretty disturbing. And he gets to the last guy. The last guy is the one that looks annoyed and kind of glares at Bejo. And Ucho's killing him. And right before he does, he notices he has like a little tattoo of like a bull's head.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned that Ucho's dad has, what does he have? Like on a painting in his office? A bull or something?
Yeah, he has a bull painting and the background's red.
Mm-hmm.
Right behind his desk.
And you were thinking it's like mess with the bull, get the horns kind of thing.
Yeah, and when a bull sees red, so I was thinking, you know, that's when they charge, and it's all about gore, which is there's a lot in this movie. There's so much fucking gore.
Yes, yeah.
And what happens to a matador when a bull gets them with the horn?
Oh,
It
yeah.
fucking tears and rips them the fuck up.
And you
like,
know what? It doesn't necessarily kill you.
no, you get maimed.
And so just like how these guys are still alive after Rama fucked them up 2 years ago.
He's the bull.
Yeah, definitely.
He's the fucking bull. And
at least one that we know about.
Yeah. And that's why I like the red carpet in there, because it's like the matador's cape. In my head, that's just what I'm envisioning, you know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's what I also like about these movies, is there's these kind of like symbolic things that are happening in the background. And that's why I was like, I really need your help, kind of what was going on, because I'm like, okay, so this is what like I'm feeling, but I'm a little confused by what's going on. But yeah, just the little things, and like with things kind of feeling Lynchian, it puts it over the top for me. Just kind of things I would notice where I go, I mean, it may not even be a thing at all. It's just it gave me this awesome feeling where I went, that'd be really cool if that's what this is, of like, he's in the Bulls ring, which he kind of is like the organization is the Bulls ring.
Yeah, you're in here now. You can get fucked up if you don't pay attention. Yeah.
Well, which one's like the clown that has to distract the bull?
Rama.
That's Rama. Oh, God.
I don't know, maybe. Maybe Ika, the assistant dude. But
maybe.
yeah, and so their plan is to start a war. And so this is a classic mob movie thing. So they're going to kill somebody on the Indonesian side and make it so that they think the Japanese killed them. And so then they're going to stage some hits on the Japanese side. And at that point, they expect that they will actually start killing each other and start a war. So they're like, well, we can't just go after some low-level goon.
Yeah, they're not going to care.
Yeah, we're going to go after someone important. And that's when Prakoso, Yayan Ruyan, gets his other scene. He's not in the movie a ton, but he gets his crazy-ass scene in a dance club. He is set up to get killed, and it's really sad because, like we were saying, you feel for his character. And Ucho shows up because Ucho's such a slime bag, and like has this nice conversation with him, and then leaves at this dance club, and there's full of people. And then like Prakoso kind of gets into his own head. As a divorcee and single dad, I get it. Sometimes you get in your own head and you don't fucking know where you are. You don't pay any attention. So he does that, and then he comes out of it, and everybody's gone. And then a bunch of dudes show up. Fuck. A bunch of dudes who probably did not know what they were getting into.
Probably. And then they're like, oh, fuck.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I've seen this movie before, but last night when we were watching it, you and I watching it in tandem, basically, I got up and I had to do something, so I missed big chunks of this fight scene. But I know what happened, but like, so were there individual moments in this fight that stuck out to you?
What really struck out to me, and I'm thinking about it right now, is when all the pandemonium's happening on the inside of the club, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, we go outside of the club into the alley where it's super quiet and there's snow, and it just stays on that shot.
For a bit, yeah.
And I went, okay, so I guess like we just assuming he's dead. You know, it's my first time seeing it, so I'm going,
yeah, it's weird.
Like, oh, wow. So like he's basically in his tomb. But then all of a sudden the door fucking flies open and here he comes. And I was like, holy shit.
Covered in dudes.
Yeah. God, he's really getting beat up. Like, he looks beat the fuck up. Like, this is not boding well for this poor man.
No. And all these guys start stabbing him. And then Ucho sticks his head out the door, like, basically saying, like, so did you guys get him? And he's not dead yet, because he's a fucking badass. So he sees Ucho, he's like, so then he knows he got fucked over by Ucho.
Yep. Oh, it's such a great overhead shot of his body laying in the ground, and then the pooling of the blood into the snow. And like the guy that kind of pulls the final blow is kind of giving him such a great look of, you know, this is it. This is it for you.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. There's only like two ways you can get out of this shit. You either die, you get killed, or you take everybody the fuck out.
Yeah,
totally.
That's it. That's it. And now the movie's half over. And we're not going to go, I mean, we're going to be done eventually because it's already getting long.
It's tomorrow. We're still talking about it. Which was good.
You did it just now, but also when we were texting last night, you mentioned filmmakers. You also mentioned that some of those shots kind of look like The Shining.
Yeah.
And so right here at this point, after he dies, I said, well, it's funny you mentioned all these filmmakers because now we're going to meet some characters that seem like Tarantino or Guy Ritchie characters. And did you get what I meant by that?
Yeah.
I mean, they're like themed characters.
Yeah.
And you meet these three hit people. And the first one you see right when Procosa's getting killed, because the guy that kills him is TKM, Tiny Knife Man. His actual character is Assassin, just called The Assassin. And it's Sessup, the third of the choreographer dudes. He comes over and stabs him with his little knives. And that's his whole deal. He has these little curvy knives.
Teeny tiny knives.
And you said they're like scythes or whatever?
They're harvest knives. They're like scythes.
Okay.
Like what the Grim Reaper would have, but not on the long stick.
But whittle.
So it's just a shorter version of it.
Yeah. Oh, hey, check it out. An Indonesian blade called the karambit.
Karambit.
Keranbit. Interesting. Well, we learned something new today, my friend. Well, you learned a few things, too.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen an episode of Forged in Fire where they made something similar. Because they don't just make swords. They make knives,
right,
too.
Yeah. And
they go all over the world, and they tell you all about the history of whatever weapon they're making.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's probably one that is just, like, called a harvest knife or whatever. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Even just within Karambit, I'm looking, there's many, many variations to look like different claws of different animals. Chicken claw, tiger claw.
Yeah, because when he's holding it, the curve is really cool.
Yeah, it's like a raptor foot from Jurassic Park.
For a lot of stabbing and dragging and...
Oh, there's so much more of that coming, even already halfway through the movie. So now we meet, like I said, some themed characters. So we see this knife dude, and so that leads into us seeing the other two hitmen that Bejo is going to use to kill all these people on both sides to create this gang war so that he can take over. So you got Tiny Knife Man, the assassin. And then you have, I believe she's just credited as Hammer Girl.
Jesus.
Which makes sense. Oh, apparently in the world of the movie, she's called Alicia. Okay, so... and there's another guy, the baseball bat man, who's her brother. I didn't ever pick that up.
Because there is like a moment when they all leave together out of the hotel, they're all sitting at the bar where he's like, okay, all you guys go. The two of them have this little moment.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Her left eye is ruined. She has a scar over where it should be. She wears sunglasses to hide this. Okay.
Oh, so she's deaf. Okay.
She must be deaf. Doesn't he sign language to her? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see anything about that here, but yeah, I mean, it certainly seems like she is. Anyways, that doesn't really matter. What matters is her hammers. And,
yep. And she's very scary.
Yeah, so they give her a Japanese target from the Japanese side of things, and she goes on a subway train. And I think when Gareth Evans was writing the script, I bet in this part of the screenplay, he just wrote, yo, fuck Old Boy. Because Old Boy has a hammer scene, and it's cool. This is wow. This is camping. Intense.
It kind of reminded me of like riding the New York City subway.
Yeah, because you see this happen all the time.
I've been on the train where a guy's got a saw, a machete.
Sure.
Just two fucking knives. He's just standing there with two knives and he's agitated and everybody's run to the other side of the train because, like, I'm not dealing with this fucking craziness today.
Right.
Just exactly what happens when she stands up with those hammers. They're like, they all like clamor to out of the fucking train.
Even if the extras in that scene are not real city dwellers, they definitely know how to act like it because that's what you do. Just like, yep. It's like even, like you said, people holding knives and stuff, but even when you're on the subway in New York, if a guy gets on and he smells bad, people just fucking duck the fuck out. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, one time I stepped onto a train car and it was me and one other dude stepped on, took one whiff. Oh, that's why there's nobody in this one, because there's probably fucking poop somewhere, you know?
Oh, you know that especially during rush hour,
yeah.
if you see all the train cars packed, but you see one that fucking isn't, that's the reason. It smells like someone pissed and shit themselves.
Yeah, totally.
So
totally.
Gross.
Oh, gross. Yeah. But this would be worse. She takes out these hammers, and the guy that she's targeting also obviously has a bunch of dudes with him. And they're just like, one thing I like, this is the only like female antagonist, almost the only female character except Rama's wife in both movies. But there's a couple other small ones, I guess. But anyways, the lady with the giant dildo, But this is definitely the most prominent female character in either movie, and there's a sense of equality there though, because she takes out her hammers, and nobody goes like, hey, "What are you gonna do, little girl?" Right? None of them do that. They're all instantly like, oh, "Shit."
No, she runs full fucking force at them.
Yeah, and hitting someone in the face with the business end of a hammer is one thing, but the claws of the hammer. And there's this scene and like one more where she uses the hammers a lot, and it's like, oh, just seeing them like dig into someone's shoulder or ankle and then just pull out.
And she would twist it too.
Yeah,
like she would get it in and twist it and then pull and drag.
Dude. These movies are so good at finding parts of your body, like you said, that make you almost feel it. Because he gets, at one point, Rama gets a knife cut behind his knee. Oh, God. You can just feel it. You know it's a tender part of your body. And you can just feel that happening. Oh, God. I don't even know how he keeps going after that. Fuck. But she messes up these dudes, and it's extremely well shot. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned British martial artist Scott Adkins earlier. He did a movie called Ninja. And there's a very good New York subway fight scene in that using crutches with a woman. Ooh. And so I had to think that they were maybe trying to outdo that with this, which I think they probably did. But that scene is also very, very cool. The actress here is Julie Estelle. And Julie Estelle, I have a major crush on her. She's very pretty, but also she does these fucking movies where she beats the shit out of people. Maybe I have that little, like, masochism tilt, and I just want her to, like, look all hot, but then beat the shit out of me. I don't know. But she's great, and she's, like, a former model, and she has a model body, right? I mean, she's, like, there's not much to her. She's skinny, but she has hammers.
She's hot and fucking ferocious.
Yeah, dude, totally. Wow. And she's done regular movies too, but she this movie and then one I mentioned to you last night, The Night Comes for Us, and we might talk about that a little later because I forgot there's a connection to the show with that. So, because that director also made The Devil Take You.
Oh,
because now that I'm thinking about it, this is not the first Indonesian film we've seen.
No,
May the Devil Take You. So yeah, Timo Tjahjanto. He's a great guy. I actually interacted with him on Twitter a little bit. Yeah, he's cool. Anyways, so yeah, she fucks these dudes up with hammers, and what they're doing, and what another great stylistic choice in this movie. So they're cutting to that. They're cutting to a parade on the street, and they're cutting to a field. And with each time, as they cut back and forth, each time they cut back to a thing, you see a little more of what's going on. So you see a train. Next time it cuts back, you see her. Next time it cuts back, you see that she's got a target. Next time it cuts back, she's got the hammers, And like, so in the field, then you see Tiny Knife Man's in there chasing some guy down, who eventually gets a pickaxe to the skull.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then they're cutting to this parade, and you're like, well, what's this? And then you see the baseball dude. This is crazy. This is a underappreciated fight scene in this movie because it's fairly short. But so they keep cutting back, and when a fight starts happening in one of the three scenes, then they stay on it. Like you see most of the hammer fight all at once.
Yeah.
And then they cut to the parade, and the baseball guy's there. And he fucks up all these guys with a metal baseball bat. And it's so cool and very quick.
When you're swinging a bat, that sound is really, really cool. And then when
Yeah.
it makes contact is also really good, but also really ouch.
Yeah. Are you talking about like the whooshing when he's like twirling it around and stuff? Yeah. Whoosh, 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 and then dunk. Like, because it's a metal sound, but you also hear the slapping of flesh, like dunk. Oh, God. And then the only part of this movie that might not be super realistic, but maybe it is.
I mean, I played softball. I've been hit in the head with a softball, and I've been hit in the head with a baseball bat. I don't think it was an aluminum one. It was a wooden bat.
Oh, jeez. That seems worse.
We were little kids, so the force of it wasn't like in this.
Right.
It wasn't an accident. I was standing where I wasn't supposed to be standing, and it came back and like hit me in the head on the side. It didn't knock me over, but when I got hit in the head with the softball, it was when I was doing a pitch, and they hit it, and it hit me right in the middle of the forehead and knocked me backward and knocked me out.
Jeez.
Fucking hurt. Well, it's because we're little, like, elementary school kids playing kids in high school when we shouldn't have fucking been.
Oh, jeez. Why the hell was that happening?
Because it's a tiny little town, and there weren't that many, teams to play. So they were like, and I remember being like, why are we playing? They're so much bigger than we are.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We never won a game because we were little kids.
Right, that's fucking crazy.
But yeah, it hurts to be hit with the fucking ball.
Yeah, I got one in the face once. So, but killing, I mean, sure, but I suppose, I guess I've never been hit by a home run, and that's kind of what this is. So, okay, I guess I'll give it that. But yeah, so he like goes into the big warehouse. There's his target talking to another guy, and he just hits the ball at him, and it kills the guy his target's talking to, hits the target who's not dead, and then is like, give me the ball back. And the guy's like, fuck that. He throws it away. He's like, are you kidding me? No. And then he's like, does he go up and hit him, or does he have another ball? I forget.
Fuck, I forget.
Yeah, well, anyways, he kills the guy.
There's a lot going on during this time.
The rest of the movie is like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's a rush, but it's like, there's a lot happening. So, and then, so they're all killing people. And then we cut to Rama. We're like, wait, what's Rama got going on here? He gets attacked, and it's awesome because he's just sitting in a taxi, and in the background, a bunch of dudes just like kind of show up on the street and start running towards the camera. And they come right up to the car and like fuck people up and pull him out, and he starts fighting them. And there's a little bit of car fighting here, as if to say like, hey, if you like this, just wait 20 minutes.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, because the car thing that comes up later is one of the greatest scenes ever made in filmed entertainment, and that's we're going to talk about the behind the scenes of it because it's amazing. But this fight's great too. So he fights him around the car a little bit, but then he goes into a restaurant, and as I told you last night, I don't think I've ever seen soy sauce used as a weapon before.
No, No, neither have I.
And I don't know if it's for sure soy sauce, but it's like a bottle on the table. And so I assume it's something, it's something like that.
Yeah.
But he breaks him and stabs a guy, and he gets the guy's face on the fryer, right? Or the grill or whatever that is. Oh.
And he just kept his face on it. Like, it wasn't like he put it there, he burned, and he took him off. He put him there and then kind of rolled his face around on it. Like,
yeah, well, it's the word we brought up before and haven't given a lot of examples yet. Dragging. He takes his face and drags it across the grill. It's like, oh my God. And again, you can feel it happen to your face.
I mean, I've had some decent burns.
Me too, sure.
From either like grabbing a pan, or a curling iron or whatever, and like,
sure.
Ooh.
But on your face, have you ever gotten a bad burn on your face like that? I haven't. That's
on my head from a curling iron.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It hurts, and it like swells up. It like does that bubble thingy,
Sure.
Yeah, it hurts.
Ugh.
I can't.
My worst burns is I have a cast iron pan, and now we know where that's going. Mm-hmm. And also though, the other important part of this is I had a cast iron pan, but also I'm stupid. So I was cooking something. It was back when I was married, and we had a friend over. We were living in Portland. I had made this thing, some kind of tofu dish, in a frying pan on the stove, but then you put it in the oven. So it's done in the oven, and I'm like, oh, good, it's done, and just grab the handle. And then I go, God, and throw the pan to my other hand. So I burned both hands. And my wife at the time, and look, whatever happened, other issues, but like in this situation, I completely understand her reaction. She's like, why did you do that? Like, I don't know. That's a great question.
I've done something similar where I've cooked a pork chop. You sear it on the stove, and then you bake it in the oven, right, to finish it off.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, basically.
I've not grabbed an oven mitt, opened the thing, and just grabbed the fucking pan handle and been like, fuck! But I've thrown it back in the oven.
Yeah. Well, let me finish my story, though. But yeah, it sucks. So you know what it's like. But so it was very, very burned. And then the food's done. We have a dinner guest. What the fuck do I do now? And we took 2 things of frozen peas, and I just set my hands on those, and my wife fed me. And, just like what happened in our marriage, there's moments of sweetness. You're like, that's nice. And that's a nice moment. What's also nice is that there was maybe a year or so after I had an appendectomy, so I had Vicodin left over. I don't even know if I took one yet, but then we were going to bed, and I was laying on my back in bed, and I couldn't sleep. My hands hurt so much that felt like they were vibrating. I don't know if you've ever had that, but it was crazy. So I'm like, I have to eat Vicodin or I can't sleep. So I did, and it was crazy, and they scarred, and it was horrible.
You didn't go to the hospital?
No. It was like right at the cusp, but I was like, I think I'll be okay.
And then how'd you shower and wash your ass?
Who the fuck showers and washes their ass?
Because that's when you realize, like, having hands is kind of fun when you're showering.
Yeah. Especially when you're married. You get a shower, you can do stuff with your hands to other people that feel good. Anyways, you guys get it. I mean, the SEX. Okay, so...
Ouch, man.
But so you burned your hands on a pan, too. But yeah, it is crazy. It was like, if it was a movie, there'd be like an outline of a panhandle in my hand. There probably was. Like the hole at the end of the cast iron panhandle so you can hang it up. Yeah. It was really, 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 really bad. Yeah, another time out there, I also was cutting something in the garage poorly and took a saw to my hand that was pretty good too.
Ow.
Yeah, just stupid stuff. But that's the thing. Is so in this movie, everybody's hurt themselves, especially me and Shandy, because we both have the same kind of brain where we don't pay attention to the right things. If you listen to us, you're like, oh, they pay attention to movies, but they both burn themselves the same exact way cooking, like we're dumb. So when you watch a movie like this that is so good at showing injury and pain, we can feel it because it's happened. Something similar. We know, and they're just so good. And like I said before, you said it again, visceral. It's just, you can feel it. So the dragging of the face across the burner is definitely one of those, like, oh my God. And so at this point, now the guys that came after Rama were cops. So now that means Riza's involved. And so he has this meeting, but he's also in on it, which we just start kind of figuring out at this point. So he has the Japanese guys and the Indonesian mob show up, and they're all at a meeting together, and he's like, we got to be done with this, right? And the dad immediately starts like kind of, I forget the word, but being nice to the Japanese guy. Like, look, we're sorry, da-da-da-da-da. And the son, Ucho, is like, they killed this guy. Like, we should be so mad. That guy worked for us for 30 years, And it's, of course, a show because he fucking did it, you know. He wants his dad to be mad to keep this war going. And instead, the dad's like, oh, it's cool. Just take some of my territory. And Riza's like, okay, great. Which Riza, okay, here, even though Riza's also a piece of shit, here's why he is where he is and why Ucho is not. Because Riza was probably also hoping that the dad would start a big fight. But when he doesn't be like, oh, what's wrong with you? No, he's just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, keeping the peace is benefiting everyone.
But no, not even that. He wants there to be a war too, because Riza's in with Bejo. Remember, he wants there to be this war.
That's right.
So what I'm saying is that he's a better criminal than Ucho, and that's why he's at the top of the chain and Ucho isn't, because Ucho gets mad that his dad's not mad.
Yeah.
Riza is probably also disappointed that they're not going to keep fighting, but you would never know. He's like, hey, good job, guys, so, because he's a fucking professional and Ucho's a bitch. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And so then they go back home. Ucho yells at his dad in front of other people, and that's apparently not cool. After that scene, we just cut to Bangun beating the fuck out of Uko, which she deserved.
You deserve more than that.
Well, yeah, he did. And I don't believe in hitting your kids, corporal punishment, but this gets me close. I'm like, okay.
I mean, it's like, you're going to ruin everything for what? Your fucking bullshit pride?
Yeah, exactly. And his dad's saying pretty much that.
Yeah.
Like, you've destroyed us for your pride.
For what? For what? Yeah. Bam! Smack in the face.
Yeah. But the bad guy, well, they're all bad guys. Bijo and his cool themed assassin squad show up right as Rama gets into the room too. So Rama gets in and kind of breaks it up. And Ucho takes Rama outside and like slaps him. So he's like, how dare you get in my way, basically. And as he goes back into the room with Bangun, and now Bejo's there with the other bad guys. And so now his dad gets it. I think his dad was already figuring it out, and that's why he apologized to the Japanese guy.
Yeah.
There's like a moment there, I don't know if you notice it, like acting-wise, where the dad's like, like, oh.
Fuck.
Because I bet Ucho never actually gave a fuck about Prakoso. But now suddenly he's this very important guy that worked for us for 30 years. You know what I mean? Like, so his dad was probably like, why does he suddenly give a shit about other people? That's not like Ucho.
Yeah, things are not adding up here, and he's already been bitching and moaning and not fucking nagging me about shit.
Right. And yeah, something's going on. So anyway, then he figures it out. Oh, shit. And so then Bejo has a gun, and I think they shoot. Well, he gives it to Ucho, and Ucho shoots Bangun, his father, and kills him.
You can't even fucking have the respect to look at him while he does it.
Right. He's like looking away, basically, and just fires at his stomach, doesn't he? And then he shoots Ika in the leg. And before they finish him off, now Rama comes in from being bitch slapped outside by Ucho. Rama comes back in the room and just fucks everybody up for a second. But then he has to fight Little Knife Man. And there's no knives this time, but Little Knife Man destroys him.
To fight Little Knife Man. Well, I love this. I think I said this in text to you. I was like, oh, please tell me he's like playing dead on purpose, because then that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way he's just laying there. Like we've seen this dude through a whole other movie and through this whole thing. Like, this guy fights till he can't fucking breathe.
It's like anymore. They say in Fight Club, fight till they're burger.
Yeah. You know? I'm like, there's no way this fight has him just laying there.
Maybe he got knocked out so easily because he wasn't already fighting 20 people. Maybe when he gets into a long fight, he really builds up that adrenaline and can stay awake. But here's just one guy, so then the guy punches him and he's dead.
He's like, you know what? I'm taking a nap. I'm exhausted.
I'm just going to accept that this guy's punching me and not stabbing me yet. And I'm just going to stay down. But so they take him. And they're going to take him somewhere and do something to him. I don't know. So they take him to a car and they drive off. And this is some more great camera work. And we don't even know what we're looking at. We see a faraway shot of them putting Rama in a car. And then a head pops up and Ika, who's been shot but still with it, is in the car. And we still don't know why he cares.
Yeah, he told him to, get out of here.
Yeah.
So why don't you just, leave?
Yeah. And then this is just all amazing. So they take off and they're driving with Rama.
It's epic.
It is. It's right? I'm right.
Holy
this is
shit.
Insane. And the rest of the movie is insane. And there's still a good 40 minutes left at this point, probably. It's great. So The Matrix Reloaded is not a great movie because it's way too all over the place. It doesn't feel quite right. It's imbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that makes the existence of The Matrix Reloaded valuable is a really great highway action scene. Now, part of that action scene is people fighting inside a car using the seatbelts and stuff. Remember that part? They're fighting those two albino guys with dreadlocks.
Oh yeah.
And so that was about 10 years before this. And so they were like, yeah, I think it's time for us to knock that shit away and be the best one. So they're driving away. Rama's in the back between two goons, of course. There's two goons up front driving in the passenger seat. His phone starts ringing, and the goon puts his hand in the pocket and pulls the phone out, and it's Ika. And they're like, what the fuck? And while they're doing this, what do you see? In the background of the shot, a car comes up.
Uh-oh.
It hits them in that shot, doesn't it? It's so
bam!
Crazy. Yeah. And so all Rama needs is just a tiny, tiny window to start beating the shit out of these dudes. These are just dudes, right? They got guns and stuff, and they have a gun on him, but he just needs a moment. And I think Ika knows that. So Ika ramps his car. Holy shit, you did it again on purpose. You're grounded. You going to the party?
Bye, Dad.
Have fun. Drive safe out there, okay? Huh? No. What? Okay. I said drive safe. She said no. What?
What kind of response?
Okay, don't crush the car, but I just don't want you to die. So can you work on that? Anyways,
No.
So he just needs a moment. So he hits the car, and so he starts fighting these dudes. And then these other two cars, that are driving that are part of the criminal entourage, they start ramming Ika's car, and it's just chaos, and it's extremely well filmed. And so you got Rama in this car fighting. They're using seatbelts. Some guys have guns, but he's kind of getting control of those, and it's crazy.
What did I say? Good close quarters combat.
Yes, that's what you said last night.
Yeah.
And you're totally right. Yeah. CQC is what they call it in military and cop training.
So you have limited space.
Yeah.
So you gotta figure out how to utilize what you have.
Yeah. When you can't really swing your arms or legs very much.
Yeah.
And he's he doesn't really have a problem. He's fighting these dudes. And of course, in any good action movie, when something's happening in a car, well, of course it's sliding all over the place. And, there's the driver at some points is in control and other points is not in control. And Ika's he's got a gun and it's awesome because you got a martial arts fight happening inside a moving vehicle with Rama. And then you're cutting between that and Ika driving and getting in a cool gunfight with two cars shooting at him.
Yeah, you got car chase.
Yeah. And guns and a martial arts fight all happening simultaneously. And the camera work is amazing in this. And I don't know, when you were watching it last night, now we know more, but when you were watching last night, what did you think of some of those shots before you knew what you saw on the behind the scenes?
How the fuck did they do that?
Right, because what you see at one point. There's a lot of shots that are long takes, and like you're like, how are they doing this? Because the cars are moving. There's no CGI here. They're driving down the highway
and fast as fuck.
And fast as fuck. I think 60 miles an hour they say in the behind the scenes, which is fast for shooting a movie. Like normally those things are going like 20. So, anyways, they're like, and there's a shot outside of the car that Rama's in, and then it moves, and the camera moves from the outside of the car to the inside of the car. And then it moves out the back window. So it goes into, now remember, we're in a different country. So the driver's side's on the right side of the car. Yeah. So we're on the left side of the car. In America, it'd be the driver's side, but here it's passenger side. So the camera moves into there and then moves back out the back driver's side window. And now it's outside and it turns to show another SUV drive up and a guy shooting a shotgun at Ika's car. It's like, what the fuck? And so years ago, when I bought this on Blu-ray, I watched the behind the scenes. And I was absolutely blown away by what I saw because it's so simple how they did this. And yet it's just like, I can't believe I never fucking considered that a possibility. And so I had to show Shandy this. I sent her the behind the scenes on it because we have to talk about this. So you have to watch this before we talk about it. This is normal for car chases. They have a little platform thing hooked to the car on the outside of the car. And there's a guy out there with a camera. Okay, that's normal.
Yeah, they shoot a lot of like car commercials like that too.
Yeah, absolutely, like, totally. You know. Now they're going faster than normal, like Shandy said, but it's still a normal situation. Yeah. So when the camera moves, it's not on a rig. He passes it to somebody, and who does he pass it to?
The little suit guy.
Yeah, and what he passes it to, folks, he passes it to the car seat. So that passenger side seat in this shot is a fucking dude dressed up like a car seat. It's so simple and so brilliant.
Yeah,
he's got a face, it's covering his face and body. What'd you say?
I love the guy just like laying straight to the side of the car, just like waiting to get the camera. Or he's holding the camera and then is he holding it and then he's handing it off to each other. So crazy.
He hands a camera through the window to a man. You realize the car seat is a guy. And the guy dressed as a car seat grabs a camera, turns it, passes out the window to the cameraman on the rig thing on the outside of the other side of the car. So in the meantime, the first dude has to lie down so that he doesn't get caught when the camera's moving back and forth, right? Mm-hmm. And the other guy had to be laying down until he got the camera. So it's just very complicated. And I can't say this enough. There's a man dressed up like a car seat. Dude, if you were that guy, I'd wear that shit to Halloween, right?
Dude, that's what I love about the production side of movies is, so somebody's got this idea, right? How are we going to execute it? And you have all these people that have these incredible skills that go, okay, you want to get a shot like this? How the fuck do we do it? And you could just replay you yelling, he's dressed as a fucking car seat. Like, I would have loved being in the production room when the guy goes, why don't we just fucking dress him up like a car seat? And I bet somebody was like, what? The fuck are you talking about? He's like, well, if you just like make him the car seat and give him a camera. Yeah. like it's almost a simple idea, but also batshit fucking crazy. Like, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm looking up right now, is this a common practice? And I don't think it is. Like, I don't know if they thought of this, but it definitely does not happen very often. So it's just like, it's incredible. That's great.
Plus that behind the scenes thing that you sent, man, when one of the cars goes off the road and almost hits some of the film crew.
Yeah.
This was very, very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
I'm looking at a cameraman subreddit right now, and they're like, this looks pretty sketchy from a safety standpoint. Yeah.
Also, like, because he's in the car, right? The choreography has to be on point. He could get fucking hit in the head, kicked.
Oh, yeah, dude, totally. By a guy who knows how to hit people.
Like, what if one of them drops the fucking camera? Like, many variables of what could happen.
I mean, I suppose, like, Eagle Weiss, right, and these guys, they're pros.
Yeah.
So they know how to pull their punches and stuff. But still, I mean, if he accidentally punches you in the face, it's not like if I accidentally punched you in the face. You know what I mean?
Well, because it's like, what if the guy driving, like, something happens? Or,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
because you have so many people involved, so that means there's that much more probability of something going wrong. I liked how when Rama jumps out of the car onto the hood, I love that it was all about physics of, like, how fast do we have to have the car going for it to be safe? But it's like, he's still fucking going fast as fuck.
Yeah. He's still jumping onto another car.
It's crazy.
It's so awesome. But so, yeah, while this fighting, and we'll go back into the story a little bit, too, because it all kind of goes together, of course, and that's what makes a good action movie, is the technicality and the story are working together. So you got the people fighting in the car. Now, meantime, Ika's still, like, gunfighting these guys, and so this dude, oh my god, this is so awesome, too! So first, there's, like, an SUV or something, and they have, I think, a shotgun, and they're shooting at Ika, and Ika has a machine pistol, a pistol that shoots like an automatic weapon. And so he's shooting at the car. He runs out of bullets. The guy in the SUV next to him is reloading his shotgun. Ika's like fucked up at this point too. He's been shot more just throughout this gunfight. And so he he reloads the gun with his teeth basically, right?
I was going, oh shit, who's going to get loaded first?
Yeah.
Hurry up.
And this isn't the first time I've ever seen an action movie have a race to reload your gun moment. I think it even happened in Hardboiled, probably. Yeah, it does. But this was a really good one, though.
But while you're also driving that fast?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so tense. You're like, who the fuck is going to get their gun first? Because you also don't consider Ika to be a character that has to live.
No.
You know what I mean? And I mean, Rama could die in this too, sure, but he's the main character, so less likely. This guy, you don't know. So who knows? But yeah, he basically reloads his machine pistol with his teeth just in time, shoots the guy, and I think he even still takes some of the shotgun blast, but he lives. And then the motorcycle comes up. And I don't remember exactly how it all goes down, but like it's a guy in a motorcycle helmet. Because despite what rednecks think around here, real motorcyclists wear fucking helmets, you idiots. Even ones who are going to try to kill somebody with a gun while they're on a motorcycle. This guy's got a helmet on, black glass and all that. He's right up next to the vehicle, and he and Ika are fighting, whatever. Ika gets that machine pistol basically touching the helmet, right? And pulls the trigger. And it's great. He just fucking pulps this dude. Right in the head. Very good machine pistol impression by Shandy. It's just like... And there's like meat and glass, and it's amazing. And then, of course, the bike falls away. Now, Ika's won his side of it. He pulls up closer. Rama gets a hold of the car lock or something and pops open the hatchback because he's in like a crossover SUV thing. And yeah, that's when Shandy's talking about he jumps out onto the car, and then they take off. And the other guys, in classic action movie, this is supposed to happen in a car chase. It's like in the Bible. Is after the hero's been... safe. Now the hero's safe. Of course, the bad guys have to look back, be like, what the fuck? And then get hit by something. Right? That has to happen. And it happens. That's so good. And we didn't even talk about some of the car crashes, like a car crashing through like that huge bus stop thing.
That, and then when he maneuvers the car out of the way.
Yes.
And then he goes into like the median, the concrete median.
Beautiful.
Whoever drove that car, like the way he slid it to make it like get out of the way right at the perfect time for the car behind him not to be able to have enough time to swerve out of the way. And I really like that scene because they quiet it down.
Yeah.
I was expecting a huge crash sound when he hit the median, but it got really quiet, and then you just see his body fly out the front.
Yeah, and it's like another bird's eye view shot, and it's really cool.
It was so good. I love that choice, because the sound has been really loud and chaotic and insane.
For like 20 minutes straight.
Yeah.
They're really good at knowing when to quiet things down. They're also really good at knowing, like... at this point in the movie, it's been 2 hours probably. And so I think Gareth Evans understands. He's like, well, I don't need to show every time Rama beats somebody up.
Yeah, no.
Because after this, Ika has now rescued Rama, and Rama's like, why? And they pull over, and Shandy made some interesting points about where they go to, and tell me what you were thinking about that.
Yeah, they go to this abandoned, almost looked like this place was bombed.
Mm-hmm.
This little area of buildings that are just, decrepit.
Yeah.
Looks like ash. It looked like ash to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like something really bad happened here. It's all abandoned. Like, where the fuck are they? Like, where are they?
Yeah, yeah.
It kind of reminded me of Chernobyl.
Yeah, that's what you said, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, sure.
Yeah.
But then you said something poetic about it.
What did I say?
Well, yeah, it's just like me. I say something amazing, and people are like, oh, that was great. I'm like, yeah, huh? What?
What did I said it.
Well, you're talking about, let me look at the text.
Yeah, let me look at a text. There's a lot of, did you hit play? Did you hit play?
Yeah, well, anybody listening knows when you're texting someone, you're not in the same room and you want to watch them together, it's just fucking bananas.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
Okay, so I found it. Okay, so it's like, because obviously he's not doing good.
Ika, yeah.
He's probably going to die, right? He's just been so riddled with bullets at this point. And I said, it looks like Chernobyl, which is kind of symbolic because it's like the symptoms of getting involved in what they're in,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
When you're involved in shit like this?
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Yeah, so it's like your world's collapsing. Like,
yeah.
This is the end. This is the end of everything.
Yeah. And now we find out, as Ika's dying, that he's also an undercover cop.
When I went, he is fucking not. I think I texted you that. I was like, he is not.
Like, oh, no, he's bad too or something. It's like, yeah. And that's why he said 2 hours ago, you and I, we come from the same place, you and I.
Yeah.
And just for the people in the back, he says it again now. He's like, I told you we come from the same place. And that's the kind of thing where I kind of wish they hadn't. It's like, you know what, leave that Easter egg, because a lot of people are going to rewatch this movie, mainly to see if they can catch when the car seat guy is. But they're going to rewatch it for a lot of reasons. And so it's a fun Easter egg. Or not Easter egg, but it's a fun thing to catch on to. Like, oh, that's what he meant.
It's like, dude, it's so devastating. It's like, this is what you've gotten yourself into. And then he even tells him, like, once you get in, you can't get out.
Yeah.
Until you take them all down. That's the only way this is going to end for you. Like, don't believe anything that they fucking tell you.
Yeah.
Because they're just as fucking bad as the bad guys.
Meaning the cops, the undercover, the guy, the boss of the undercover thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he dies, and Rama calls Bunawar, where Bunawar was like, Ika's bad. It's like, He's like, he went rogue. I don't even know if he could say that. It seemed like he was in just trying to, but he obviously liked Rama,
He's just like the assassin character. Like, once you get in too deep, it's like, can you really get out now? Like,
yeah.
It's the same thing of telling him you're only going to be in jail for a couple months. 2 years later, oh, well, you just got to get close to him when you get out. It's not going to be that long. Like, you just got to do this and help us get to the top guy, and then you'll be done. It's like, no, probably what's going to happen to him is what happened to this guy.
Yeah, they're going to find other reasons to keep him under.
Yeah, they're going to be like, oh, thank you for doing that. Well, now,
And interestingly enough, this also was one of Hard Boiled's big points, was because all along in Hard Boiled was kind of the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to get out of here, so they take the opportunity to fake his death at the end,
Yep.
So we're pretty much towards the end here. Ika's dead. R.I.P. Ika. It was a great twist. Good job, buddy.
It was awesome.
Reloading your machine pistol with your teeth was cool, and it's too bad you're dead. So he's dead, and so Rama's calling his boss, and telling him like, why the fuck didn't you tell me? And then he's like, so can you guys meet me so we could go find the rest of the criminals and kind of round them up and get them? And they're like, yeah, we'll get there. Well, Rama's kind of fucking with him because he's there.
Yep.
And it's the building where Bijo's restaurant is in. And he hangs up the phone and drives his car into the building. And this is what I was getting at earlier when I said Gareth Evans is like, well, you don't need to see everything. Because Rama just kind of just fucks up all these people. And you see some of it, but it's like, well, he's just fucking these dudes up. And then he gets into the hallway of this building. And he has to fight Hammer Girl and a baseball man at the same time.
Oh, God.
This is, Shandy and I had said, ow, and holy shit a lot during this part. And then the next part. But the fighting here is just great. It's brutal.
Yeah, that's when I said, ow.
Yeah.
Is this when he uses the wall training? When he goes, bap, 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 bap?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's bouncing them off the walls. Yeah. Like, he does it to Hammer Girl. I forget which one he does it to, but yeah.
Yeah. Hits him in the chest, like, super fucking fast.
Yeah. It's awesome. He gets hurt a lot, but it's kind of like he was never on the losing end of that.
Yeah, she gets the
claws in.
Yeah, into him a bit, and I was like, oh, God.
God, that would hurt so much. Gross. And I know it's in a very famous scene in Old Boy, too. The first time I guessed it on Trailer Boys, it was a martial arts theme, you know, so people were submitting trailers for martial arts movies. I would think someone who watches Trailer Boys, obviously they like Whitest Kids probably, but also you'd think they like movies. But I was like, wait a minute. Why are all these motherfuckers submitting things that aren't really martial arts movies? Karate Kid, okay. Some people are still obsessed with the 80s and think the 80s were important. Okay, fine, Karate Kid. But people were submitting Old Boy, which I think was just racist. Because Old Boy has that hammer scene. That's great. It's not a martial arts movie.
No, not at all.
It is a fucked up and awesome movie. But it's not a martial arts movie?
No.
And to say that is kind of like, and some of the other submissions, I'm like, I think they think it's martial arts because there's Asian people in it. You know, like, ew. But anyway, so Old Boy had the hammer scene trophy, and they lost it to this, in my opinion. And now Old Boy is, of course, a very arty and wonderful movie, but so is this. This movie is, it's a little flabby, you know, but action-wise, you kidding me? And this scene is amazing. What's important, though, is that whenever you have theme characters, they have to die this way. You know, the hammer girl gets killed by hammers. The baseball guy gets killed by his baseball bat. If you don't do that, you go to prison, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to get killed by your own weapon. It's symbolic, you know?
Well, especially if it's your whole thing. You know what I mean? So you got to die by it. Yeah. And Jesus Christ, when he hits a guy in the face the last time with the baseball bat.
God.
And he walks away and the bat's still there.
He, like, lodged it in his face.
That's a good word, lodged. And so then the guy is dead.
Yeah, he, like, slumps over.
Yeah, so his head's on the bat. And so it doesn't really happen. I really wish it did. And maybe there's a shot where it does. But I wanted his fucked up head to just slide down the bat to the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that'd be too much. But I mean, it could have. I think it would be possible.
Or what if he, like, stuck his foot on his body and, like, slowly pulled it out?
Pulled it out of his face?
Yeah. Why not?
That's the awesome thing about Rama. And it happened all throughout the first Raid movie as well. He treats it like video game levels almost. He gets into a fight. Any weapons present for that fight, he will use them.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the fight's over, he leaves the weapon there. He's like, nah, I'm going to go to the next level, see what they got there. You know, he's like, because he knows that if he doesn't have any weapons, it doesn't matter. He'll still kill the shit out of you.
He doesn't need them.
His hands or his fucking big toe, it doesn't matter. He's awesome. So
his hands are fucking weapons. His feet.
Deadly weapons.
His legs. Yeah. His head.
Totally. So then he goes into the kitchen. Remember, this is Bijo's restaurant. And this whole time, we're also cutting back and forth to the restaurant where Riza, the corrupt cop, Bijo, the kind of instigator, the guy with the cane and the stuff, and then Ucho are all having dinner. And this is where they're kind of figuring stuff out, negotiating payment and stuff. But Ucho definitely feels like a third wheel here. Because he is.
Ooh, what does he call him? He's, hey, what's up, sidekick?
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
burn. Ooh, but that didn't feel good because you thought he was one of the top dogs now, but you got.
Yeah. Riza says that to him, right?
Yep.
The police commissioner, yeah, okay.
Yep, that had to hurt.
Had to hurt. And, you know, it maybe even pushes him over because he goes to the bathroom at one point and finds the microphone that Rama put there. It feels like 6 weeks ago in movie time. Well, no, the movie length. Anyways, you know what I mean. Anyways, he finds the microphone that Rama put there. And then he goes back into dinner and sits with these guys. And then things get interesting. So first, let's go back to the kitchen, right? Because now we see all the kitchen things happen. So Rama goes into the kitchen. And what I love first, of course, he sees Tiny Knife Man. And there's all the kitchen staff, the cooks and the chef and stuff.
They just are so still.
No, they're working. They're still cooking.
They're still going.
Can you imagine being one of those cooks? You're sitting there making dinner for your shitty, evil, murderous bosses, and no one else is in the restaurant, like, ever. And you're in there cooking, and you can hear 10 feet from you a man killing 2 other people with hammers and a baseball bat. You know the sounds. You're hearing the tunk tunk of the bat. You know what's happening, and you still gotta, like, cut up these carrots. You still gotta cook this spaghetti.
It's just another work day.
Yeah, I guess.
That's what this movie should be called. It's just another day.
Another boring ass day.
Because they were in there cooking when he was slitting everybody's throats. It's like,
Yeah, that's true.
you know, you probably gotta go clean up the dishes off the table, and then you just look to your right. You're like, oh, there, guys slitting those guys' throats. Oh, I gotta clean. I gotta bust this table though.
Oh shit, my steak's gonna burn. I gotta go back in there. Yeah,
Like,
totally.
fuck.
Rama opens the door, and obviously you see Rama at this point. You're like, I am leaving. That man looks very angry, and he's covered in his own blood and doesn't really seem to care about that. And he has murder. He does not have murder in his eyes. He has, like, super murder in his eyes. Because at this point, too, Rama's not really as concerned with solving the case anymore. He wants to fuck these people up.
Yep.
And he's even mad at his boss. He's mad at everybody, basically, except his wife and kid.
Yep.
He hates how this entire situation is full of corruption and people that don't care about you. And he's just sick of the whole thing as he's driven by rage. And he goes into his kitchen, and Tiny Knife Man is there with his tiny knives. And they have the craziest fucking fight. And you said that you felt it was the best choreographed fight scene you've ever seen.
Yeah. And this is my favorite fight out of the both of the movies for sure.
Sure. Yeah. It's amazing.
And you said this is the greatest start to a fight.
Yes.
Their stances.
Yes, because lots of good martial arts fights. Not every great fight, but it's a staple in martial arts movies. It's often towards the end because it's the 2 best fighters in the movie, and they respect each other. They don't even necessarily hate each other. They see each other as obstacles to get over. There's a mutual respect there. And so there's always going to be like, here's my stance, and here's his stance. And this is one of my very favorite dudes getting in a stance right before they fight each other moment, because they both look so badass. And Penchak Silat is a different kind of martial art. Like I said, it's a little more flowy, and it's also closer to the ground, so they're kind of both kind of squatting a little more. And they are so fucking close, like they could kiss.
Yep.
And their like hands are like on the sides of each other's faces almost. You know, they're that close, right? They're really close.
Yeah.
And then they fight.
Dude, it's just, they're throwing each other into shit, onto shit. Their backs are landing weird onto corners of things. Man, just they are fighting so close, and they're both so good that sometimes their kick wouldn't land.
Right.
Or they were getting hit because they were defending the hit really well. And so it just, for me, in my opinion, this is a fight scene. This is 2 people. It's not perfect. They've both spent the past, like, hour or whatever, hurt. How much more fight does he have left? It's like, this is, you got to beat this guy. Like Mad Dog was in the first one. Like,
Yeah.
This is the fucking guy to beat.
Yeah, and that's why they have to make this, I mean, because you're making the sequel should be the same but more. Well, they definitely have covered more. And but you have to make this one even hit harder than the Mad Dog thing, which it's a different kind of fight, but it's very long for a fight. Not in a bad way. It's awesome, but like it goes on for a while, and there's like different stages to it.
Yeah.
And kind of what you're saying about defending and stuff, like it is very strategic the way they hit each other. And then of course, Tiny Knife Man, he's tiny and man already. You got to have the knives, so he breaks the knives up. They start fighting. And of course Rama eventually beats him, and we could talk about other moments in the fight if you want, but like when Rama beats him at the end, like he's got the knives finally, and he's like strategically cutting this guy like one little slice at a time. And it's very strategic. I'm going to cut this thigh, I'm going to cut this arm, I'm going to cut this thigh, I'm going to cut his back, you know what I mean? And while he's doing that, he's still getting the shit beaten out of him.
Yep.
But like it's a really masterful balance of this fight and the tone, because like after he starts doing that, you know he's going to win. Like this fight is his now, and even though he still gets beat the fuck out of for a while, you know that he's gonna do this, but like he might not survive it anyways because he's gonna get fucked up.
Yeah. Well, you said the stages. I like how he doesn't start with the knives. I like that. I like that he brings them out. And then I like how eventually they each have a knife. And then he has them both. And yeah, and as you were saying, he was strategically cutting him. He's disarming him.
Yeah, literally.
Like, you can't use your weapons or your hands and your arms and your legs and your feet. Disarming that shit so you can't fucking use them.
Yeah.
The blood that happens at the end of this scene is
so much blood from both of them.
Fucking incredible. I mean, there's that wide shot, like kind of zoomed back, and it's a little bit overhead when he's finally killed him, and there's just white kitchen fucking blood everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like, this wasn't just two dudes fighting. This is a fucking fight to the death.
Yeah, it's wild. There's a lot of different parts to the fight. And there's this part of the fight, getting towards the end of it, when Tiny Knife Man has Rama, and they fight, and they're really close to each other. They'll go in for a few punches, and then he'll, like, nuzzle him. Mm-hmm. And then he'll fight him, and then nuzzle. And I'm not quite sure what the stance is, but it has to do with that. But, like...
Do you know what that reminds me of? Is when boxers have done so many rounds, and they just are kind of holding on to each other because this fight's not fucking finished.
But I am finished.
But I'm... My head's still in it, but my body is fatigued.
Yep.
Also of, like, one of us is about to figure out who the victor is in this whole thing. Because our bodies are given out.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And then here's what happens meantime. We go back into dinner, and it gets to the point where Bejo... Huh?
We're going to dinner.
And Bejo... By the way, I have to point out, I bet Rama's fucking starving at this point. This is the second restaurant he's had to fight in the last 2 days, and he never gets to eat.
Dude, both movies, I had thoughts of, that guy needs a fucking nap.
Totally.
How is he still going?
Everyone in this movie. But so we cut into the restaurant again, and it's become clear to Ucho now that Bejo and Riza have been in cahoots the whole time, that they never meant to let Ucho in. And like you said, Riza called him a sidekick and stuff. So now shit starts to go crazy, and someone comes up to Bejo and says, like, sir, there's a man downstairs. He's gonna get up here, and I hope I never get interrupted at a meal by one of my employees telling me a dude is coming in here to kill me. But that's what's happening. And they're like, this dude's coming in here to kill you. So Bejo gets up with Ucho and grabs shotguns. And so now it's like, okay, here's another scheme. Bejo had scheme upon scheme upon scheme. So now it seems like, okay, he and Riza were going to fuck over Ucho. No, he wanted to fuck over Riza with Ucho, at least for the time being. I'm sure he would have killed Ucho after this, right? Mm-hmm. But so he grabs shotguns and gives Ucho one. But right as he's building up to that, and he finds out that Rama's coming in, he starts kind of getting very nervous. Yeah. And they've kind of hinted at that Bejo has something wrong with his body, possibly a nerve thing, I don't know. But his hand kind of freaks out and he spills the wine. And when he reaches over to clean it up, we see that on his wrist, he has the same bull's head tattoo that was on the guys that tried to kill Ucho earlier, that Ucho then got to murder. So what that means is that Bejo planned all that. So I think what it means is that Bejo wanted to kill Ucho in prison, did not know about the Rama thing, right? So then he didn't kill him in prison. Okay, well, now I'm going to flip it this way. You know what I mean? And so those were his own men, which is why that guy looks so annoyed that he's getting murdered. It's like he's saying to Bejo with his eyes, "You are the worst, boss." And then he gets stabbed to death. So then Bejo grabs a shotgun and gives Ucho one, thinking, yeah, let's kill Riza together and then kill Rama together. Well, he lets Bejo kill Riza, but then Ucho shoots Bejo. And Bejo's like, why? Well, Ucho saw the tattoo, so that definitely fucked with him. Mm-hmm. But what he thinks now is that's when he shows him the bug. Because apparently Ucho thinks Bijo did that.
Shit.
He has no fucking clue about Rama. But he also knows Rama should probably die.
At this point.
Yeah. Then Rama comes in after the long, crazy, amazing knife fight. And, I mean, Rama's got nothing left in the tank, but like you said, he really needs a nap, but he's still got shit to do.
I needed a nap too. Jesus.
Right. Yeah, I know, right? It's like been 7 years since this movie started. But you got to think in Rama's head too, right? So he's like, okay, I just killed the best guy. The only people in there are an old man, someone with a handicap of some kind, and a little bitch. I can take these guys despite having 14 stab wounds. You know? So he goes in there and, you know, they start shooting at him and stuff. And that's when Ucho also kills Bejo. Bejo has killed Reza. And so everybody's dead now. It's Ucho shooting a shotgun at Rama. But luckily, Rama's old friend, Reflections, show up. And I forget what he sees. Oh, he just sees where Ucho is, right?
Yeah, he just sees where he is holding the gun.
Right.
Yeah.
So then he takes him out. No problem. It's just fucking Ucho, right?
Yep.
And then he has a knife and he stabs Ucho. And Ucho, like, grabs on him and hugs him as he's dying. And how did you feel about this? About as Ucho's dying? What did you think about that part? Did you have any emotions?
I like that he took his time kind of dragging the knife through him. But also of, like, I was never your fucking friend.
Right. Right.
You
and Rama's not super happy about it, though. I mean, there's some sort of conflict happening on his face. And Ucho, he doesn't even know Rama was a cop.
Nope. He had no fucking clue.
He just knows that his friend killed him.
Yep.
You know? So you poor, stupid baby. And I think what affects Rama here is, you're right, Rama did see him as a friend, but, like, he has been this caretaker for this dumb, bitchy Nepo baby. And now he's killed him, so there's a part of him that kind of where that stings a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, he did get to know this guy as another human, and even though he sucks, now the guy's dying on his shoulder, you know, it's still got to hit you, you know? Despite having murdered 50 people just now.
Well, he let them take him away, too.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, though, I mean, because Rama's a good person, right?
Yeah.
Because it's on his face. Like, it's not totally okay with him that he's killing this kid, you know? Because that's the other thing. It is just a fucking kid.
Yep.
You know? So I think there's a lot of conflict there. And also, he's so done with this whole thing. He's just so over it.
Yep.
Which is why this is the ending of the movie music starts. Right? Because that music comes in. It's like, this is the end of the movie, basically. Because we haven't really given much attention to the Japanese yet, but the whole time they have been cutting a little bit here and there to the Japanese, talking about their position in this, and basically they just wanted to keep doing business. They kind of get pulled into all this crazy family bullshit and never wanted to, is kind of how I felt. So Ramba goes downstairs bleeding out of everything, and I'm sure his asshole's bleeding for some reason at this point too, right? God. Everything's bleeding.
Straining.
Like... Oh, you're right. Straining. That's funny. But so he goes down there and the Japanese are there in force. The music's loud, and basically the Japanese guy that had Ika's role in the Japanese crime family, the assistant guy, Kaichi, he's talking to Rama. Rama's talking to him. They're probably both speaking in Indonesian, possibly Japanese and Indonesian, because in other countries, people learn more than one language, if you didn't know. Mm-hmm. And... These actors, by the way, they're speaking Japanese, Indonesian, even English at one point.
Yep.
Right? They're just all over the place. So, and Kenichi Endo, who plays Goto, the Japanese guy, he's a great actor, been in 1.5 million things. He's speaking Indonesian and Japanese, no problem. The guy's a fucking master. He's a pro. He's been in a ton of shit. He's in a lot of Takashi Miike's movies. He's in, like, Dead or Alive. He's in Visitor Q, which is a really fucked up movie. He's in a lot of stuff. Oh, he's in Thor, Love and Thunder. That's right. Whatever. Anyway, so here we are, and it's like the end of the movie. You can't hear what the two characters are saying to each other.
No.
And it's like, what the hell, man? But basically, I mean, you know, what you told me was like probably what most people think. And so you imagine they're saying what to each other?
Are they all dead? Yeah. You want to take over? No.
Yeah.
You know, I simplified it.
Right. No, but I mean, essentially. And, well, the only thing where I disagree, though, is I think they're probably not offering him to take over. They're probably saying, you want to join us? Because they're going to take this shit over.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, and that's kind of one thing they were talking about. I was like, well, if we just kind of show up later, everybody will be dead.
Yeah, keep doing what you were doing for them, but do it for us.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when the music goes down. And by the way, we see Bunawar driving very fast, the boss of the undercover cops, trying to get there. And we never find out, really, because this is where the movie ends. Yep. So you don't hear what they say to each other. And then Rama says, I'm done. Mm-hmm. And what's great about that is, dude looks done.
He's been done. Like,
yeah. And everybody's dead. Like you imagine he's standing there in this warehouse talking to the Japanese dudes. They're still kind of in the driveway right at the door. Everyone behind Rama has deceased.
I thought some of them were still moving, though.
Oh, yeah, he just fucked up some of them. You're right. Yeah. That's right. In these movies, they don't necessarily kill everybody.
No.
There's great shots in both films where the dudes he just fucked up are just, like, writhing around on the floor, like,
agonizing pain.
Oh, God. And their arms are bent all fucking sideways and shit. And they're like, this is the worst. They probably wish they were fucking dead.
Yeah, no shit. Well, it's not like in the first one when the machete guy is just going around macheting the people that are still wriggling around. That shit was nuts.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about that because we didn't talk about the first movie much. But the first movie, it's a great fight scene and a lot of great stuff happens with him. But there's this bad guy who, like, he's a machete guy and he has a team of other machete guys and they're like hunters. And they basically act like they're hunting wild game and they go through the apartment building looking for cops. And yeah, they come across a room of people that Rama just fucked up. And so there's a bunch of guys who have stab wounds and broken bones but are alive. And they're like, ugh! And he's just like taking his knife and just
ending them.
Yep, just fucking methodically killing them, which they probably appreciated.
Yeah.
But
that's what made me think of it when you said that. They probably do want to be dead. I'm like, yeah, they should have been in the first film.
Right. Yeah, you guys would have been killed and gotten your death wish. Now, the Japanese seem a little too honorable and nice to be doing that, and Rama's not going to do it. He's a police officer, so you're just going to have to lay there being hurt. Sorry. But so, the idea for the Raid 3 was that it was going to start 2 hours before the ending of this movie.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I have to think what that means is that you would have seen the Japanese kind of talking more, right? You would have seen where Bunawar was driving to, and I think you would have seen what Rama was doing in between Ika, the other undercover cop, dying, and then when he's at the restaurant calling his boss and drives the car into the building. Mm-hmm. Because it's daylight out still, and then it's night, right? So a little bit of time has passed. So I would imagine we see something else happen in there, and then it maybe continues the story after the point where this one ends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it starts a little bit before and then goes further, which is cool. And this movie was a big hit, but the problem with big hits is that everybody gets busy, especially Iko Uwais and the director Gareth Evans. And, of course, like I said, the three dudes, Sesep, Iko, and Yayan all got brought into Star Wars, which was probably only 2 days of shooting since, as we said, they wasted them.
Yep.
And didn't use them at all. But anyways, but they also, like I said, got in a lot of projects, especially Iko, but the other guys too. They're in a John Wick, like I said, and some other stuff. So they got busy. Gareth Evans got busy making... Apostle, and like I said, producing a TV show and doing all this stuff. And now he says he doesn't even kind of want to do that kind of movie anymore. And that it's just kind of passed. And he says he thinks the movie has like a good ending to the story. I don't know, but I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that. However, you can look at this ending in a certain way and be like, he says he's done. So he goes home to his wife and family. Bunawar shows up, gets him out of there. He's done. The Japanese have now taken over. They have a little more class than everybody else did, except Bangun. He was classy. Maybe organized crime will be a little better now. I don't know. I mean, Kenshi Endo is a mean-looking motherfucker, though. He's so mean-looking. The Japanese boss, Goto, that guy's got such a great face.
Yep.
Really great face on that guy. But that's the ending of it.
Wowie, wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Spectacular.
It is. I mean, it's one of the best action movies ever made. So when I rate these movies on Letterboxd, I always give the Raid 5 stars, and I give the Raid 2 4.5 stars. There's a lot in the Raid 2 that I probably like better than the Raid 1, but it's just a little flabby. Now, I'm not against long movies.
No.
There's a trend with Hollywood for the last 5-10 years to make every movie 2.5 hours when it 100% does not need to be.
Yep.
All these superhero movies, why are they more than 2 hours long? That is insane.
I 100% fucking agree with that.
But some movies need to be long.
Yes.
And this one was pretty much there. But there is some stuff that maybe could have tightened up the middle a little bit. The thing is, though, is that I enjoy every scene.
Mm-hmm.
Except him being mean to those hookers in the karaoke bar. That's just uncomfortable. But it's also an important scene to establish that, hey, everybody, Rama and Ucho are not going to be buddies. Ucho sucks. Also, Rama is taking advantage of the situation to bug him. So, And that's kind of what you thought, too. You said it was too long.
Yeah, it didn't need to be that long at all.
But here's the thing. What would you take out? Yeah. I don't know either. I just know that it's a little too long.
I mean, as awesome as some of the fight scenes were, I guess you could have thinned them out a tiny little bit.
What?
Like you said, the baseball guy.
What? You and I are not friends anymore. Bye. Take out the talking parts.
But did we need him hitting the guy with the baseball? Not really.
Right. But that would only cut out 2 minutes, so
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean,
the prison scenes maybe get long. I don't know. It maybe just could have been generally tightened up a little more. I don't know. But
well, that guy that was you're made now in the prison didn't need that scene at all.
Yeah, that whole scene didn't make any sense. Except it gave us that T-shirt slogan.
That's true.
Suck it up, don't fuck it up. But all in all, this movie is awesome.
Yeah.
I think that we are very much nitpicking when we talk about this. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because here's the other thing, too. When we were watching it last night, when it was halfway over, I wasn't like, oh, God, thank God it's already halfway over. I was like, holy shit, it's already halfway over. It does move pretty well in a lot of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it took us longer to watch it than the movie is, but that's just because, I gotta pee.
Yeah, you had to pee 80 or 90 times.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because your bladder is apparently the size of a quarter. So,
And I gotta go up the stairs to pee, so it's not like I'm just going across the hall.
It's a whole project.
And I got wait for people to pee.
Right, because there's only one bathroom. And then, which is, I hate that about your apartment, even though I haven't been there. Anyways, it's just horrible to think about. But then we had to fucking resync everything.
Yeah, we had to make sure we were watching it at the same time.
Yeah, when I was in a long-distance relationship, we watched a lot of things that way, so we got good at it.
Yeah.
And one of the things, when you say, are you playing? It just sucks, because then if you, take a minute, I think you're already playing and you're taking a minute to say, hold on. It's oh, shit. You know what I mean? It's so hard to know. You know what I mean? Maybe we could have been on video chat or something to start with. I don't know how you do it better, but I did like watching it at the same time, right? I think it kind of made the conversation cooler, too.
I think so, too.
But yeah, it's, if you haven't seen it, you should. Set aside some time. Don't drink too much water beforehand. And,
Randy Scorcese gives it 5 stars.
So does Tammy Winches. 4.5.75. I just take off the tip of the 5th star. Just because I had to go to the bathroom a lot. I don't know, whatever. No, it's awesome. I would recommend watching both movies close together like we did.
Tammy likes action movies.
But what'd you think? Did you like watching them both in quick succession?
Hell yeah. Because you know what? This happens a lot with Urn Fulla Popcorn is I've seen the movie. I just haven't seen it in so long. Probably around a year or two that it came out. So what I'm remembering isn't fresh at all. So it was really fun to watch it in succession because there were parts of the first one that were fresh to me again.
Right, yeah. And even me, there's always little tiny moments you forget about. So
yeah, and I was going, oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
no,
there is, I couldn't hear you just now for a while. I assume you were yelling.
Yeah.
So, okay. What was I going to say? Oh, and I can't remember if I said this at the beginning or not, so I'll say it again just in case. But watching these two movies together, they're like two sides of a coin. It's interesting. Mm-hmm. They're like yin and yang because you have a tight And the raid is not short, but it's normal movie length. It's 100 minutes. And it's very tight. It's just in this building. And the story is super duper lean and can be explained in like a paragraph. Mm-hmm. And it's like boom, 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 done. Yep. And the raid 2 is the opposite of that in every single way. It's sprawling. The action's maybe even better, but it's in between. There's a lot of plotting. It gets a little confusing and convoluted, and it's a little crazy, but it's not bad. And the thing is like, I think it's so fucking cool that a movie like this decided to be long and intricate, you know, because it didn't have to be. They could have just had all those scenes and have very little in between.
Yeah. Well, and think about probably scenes that they cut out.
Sure.
I mean, this seemed like an extensive shoot. Was it a long shoot?
I'm sure it was. I think they started shooting it immediately after, but it didn't come out for like 2 years after that one. Yeah, I'll look it up here, but oh wait, there's a movie from India called Raid 2. I bet that's longer because movies from India are always longer. It's shorter than this Raid 2. That never happens. India, holy shit. Because movies from India, Bollywood movies are so fucking long all the time. Okay, so like I said, he actually had this movie starting to plan out before he even made the Raid, so that probably helped. But I'm guessing production took a while. The start of production, 2013, yeah, it took about 7 months.
Damn.
And if you remember, Hard Boiled took a long time too. But you're dealing with similar stuff here. You have like scenes with tons and dozens of people flying everywhere and getting shot and kicking each other, and you got the camera going this way and that, and you got cars going through buildings. It's fucking bananas.
Gosh, I can't imagine like resetting some of these scenes. Like, oh, well, we didn't get what we wanted, so we got to reset the kitchen. We got to reset the restaurant.
Yeah. Can we reset the car seat, man, please? You know what, though? I bet that sucks to wear that. There is zero breathing in that.
I was going to say.
That fabric does not breathe, right?
They probably take it off of him and immediately put fans on him.
I bet, dude. Fuck, I bet it sucks. But it worked out.
Hell yeah.
Because you think about it, that's like, in the annals of action movie, that's on the list. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
on the list. There's a warehouse scene of Hard Boiled. There is the entirety of Mad Max Fury Road. There is the stuff from John Wick 2. There's stuff from, this movie, that movie. Parts of the ending of 8 Diagram Pole Fighter. All this stuff that goes in the best action movie scenes of all time. That would be on there. I mean, at least that scene, or like, that's the thing. There's like 4 fights in this, or scenes, whatever, that could be on the list of the greatest action scenes of all time. Mm-hmm. The knife fight, the mud fight, the car scene. Those 3 for sure. And then there's a bunch of other awesome shit.
Definitely the mud fight for the technicality of it.
Yeah. Well, and the knife fight too, for how long it is,
Yeah.
So, and obviously the car thing. I think you were texting me this while we were watching it, like, oh, that mud thing was so crazy and intricate. I was just like, well, she'll get to the car scene, Because if there's one contender for more crazily planned shot, crazily planned scene than the mud thing, it'd be the car thing. I don't know which one would be harder, So I think the mud thing probably has more variables because, like you said, sliding and your clothes are messy and whatever.
And, just falling, you can hurt yourself really bad. So
but the car thing also had that.
Very dangerous. Oh, my God.
So here's the deal, everybody. If you see this movie and like it, and it's sad that we won't see Raid 3, but you're not without options. The cool thing that seems to be with the Indonesian action scene is that everybody's like tight bros. And even though Gareth Evans, who is part Indonesian but also Welsh, and I think spends more of his time there, so he wasn't as involved. He made 3 movies, because there's also Marantau, so you can watch that. That's the first film that he made with Iko. Yayan Ruhian's in it. Mad Dog is in it. A lot of these guys were in it. In fact, the guy that plays Andy, Rama's brother, also plays whatever his character's name's brother in Marantau. So that's kind of funny. He's like, I'm the guy that plays his brother. Anyways, it's a good action movie. It's not as good as these, but it's still awesome. But then, so these other actors have done many things together. Iko Uwais has done all sorts of shit. He was in an Expendables. He's in some American action movies, a lot of direct-to-video stuff. But in Indonesia, they've made some more. And so you got Timo Tjahjanto. He made, like I said, the movie that we talked about a couple years ago, Made the Devil Take You. But he also makes action movies. And so he and his partner, I forget the guy's name, but they go as the Mo brothers. They made a movie called Headshot that Iko Uwais is in, and some of these other people. Julia Stell, who plays the Hammer Girl. But then he made a movie called The Night Comes for Us. And as bloody as the Raid and Raid 2 are, The Night Comes for Us is possibly bloodier.
Oh, wow.
It is so fucking bloody. Shandy, you see a man get a hook to the taint. Like a meat hook. Up his butthole. Not without pants on, but you know where it went.
No.
You see him beat up a man with like a pool ball. And Iko Uwais plays the bad guy.
Ooh.
Which is cool. And the good guy is played by Joe Taslim, who is, if anyone's probably more traditionally model hot than Ucho, it's Joe Taslim, who played Jaka, the boss cop in the Raid and fought the Mad Dog and died. That guy's very good looking. So he plays the hero. Basically, that movie's about this badass group of 7 criminals who are killers, and Joe Taslim's character is one of them and tries to leave them behind, and we all know how that goes. So, but the fight in The Night Comes for Us that most people remember does not involve either of those dudes.
Huh.
It's a bunch of other dudes who are protecting a little girl while like 70 dudes with knives come into their apartment, and there is so much bleeding. It is unbelievable. I haven't seen the movie in a couple of years. I need to. It's great. Julia Stell, like I said, who played Hammer Girl here, she plays the operative. I think that's all her character ever gets for a name. And she has a scene with another woman. And there is something that happens with piano wire that is so fucking awesome. And you talk about scenes you watch and go, oh, that is, dude, there's something, I don't want to spoil it because you got to see it.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. There is a sequel to that being made, I guess. But they're probably still busy making all the blood. So,
we can't start production till we have a warehouse full of blood.
Sorry, guys. Literally filled from top to bottom. We need a cubic mile of blood.
God.
Man, we talked about the movie most of the time, but it's so long we had to.
Yeah. There was no way getting around it.
No.
I was like, if we're going to talk about this, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
The movie deserves it.
Yeah, it's good.
For sure.
It's good. It's definitely, well, look at this. We complained about the length for 5 minutes, but we talked about how awesome it was for like 2.5 hours. So there you go. It's a classic for sure. It's a classic action movie. So is The Raid. Luckily, a lot of these people have worked together many times since then and done a lot of other great action stuff. And Indonesia is just fucking killing it and continues to. So good job, Indonesia. And Thailand was coming up at the same time. I've never really heard much of Singapore, but and Taiwan is very weird when it comes to film. But Thailand and Indonesia really took things into their own hands and made things pretty fucking awesome in the last 20 years. So anyways, you want to throw out the social medias there, my friend?
Yeah, and I wanted to make a suggestion, if I may.
Yes. Yeah.
I know we say this is like a Patreon exclusive because, they're giving us some money every month. But what I think I want to do, because I don't want things like this to be completely inaccessible to a shit ton of people that follow us.
Yeah, because we put a lot of time into it.
Yeah, especially that.
Yeah, we want to share it.
I think what we should do is like Patreon members have first dibs at it.
Yeah.
For like a week or two.
Yeah.
Like you get to listen to it first. And then we'll just make it live everywhere else. And then maybe that will entice people to join the Patreon too. Right,
yeah. Or learn Penchak Silat.
Yeah.
Are we going to do that? Should we learn Penchak Silat?
I mean, I don't know if you remember, but like I tell us all the time that I've always wanted to learn some type of martial art.
Me too. Absolutely. But I don't know if I'm in the kind of place where I can, meaning kind of fat and
old. It might be good for our mental health if you think about it.
Oh, totally. Because I mean, all the best martial arts are really that.
Focus and discipline. And
it's about controlling your body and your mind.
And breathing.
And molding them into a weapon. So a weapon that you use in self-defense. So anyways, you want to do social media now?
Yes. Please follow us on social media. We're on Instagram at Urn Fulla Popcorn. You can listen to all episodes on our website, on YouTube, on Apple's, on Spotify. And this is going to be not necessarily Patreon exclusive, but people on Patreon are going to get to listen to this first. You get first dibs for being awesome and giving us your money every month. We appreciate it. And everyone that's sharing movies in the Patreon chats, thank you. That's really awesome.
Thank you to Jordan Cooper for making the theme song. Thank you to Trevor LeGarrette for the animated intro that you see sometimes. If you listen to this on YouTube, there's a sweet-ass animated intro. Thank you to Iko for saying his name a few times in the videos I watched yesterday so that I could say it that way. Although I would love to have said it like a Midwestern mom. Iko Owasi. Like just putting some of the letters in the wrong part. Just Iko Owasi. But thank you to Iko Owai for doing that.
Thank you, Tammy Winches.
Thank you, Marty Scorsese. Not Marty Scorsese. He's a very famous film director. Thank you, Randy Scorsese, his weird southern brother.
How low is it when I first... Randy Scorsese. Is that closer to the first time?
Yeah, a little closer. And you spoke slower. But that's okay. The character can evolve.
Okay.
You were like, Randy Scorsese?
Randy?
That's how you first did it. Whatever, dude. You know how long it takes to even get good at
anything?
Well, no, I've been doing character voices for a long time. Yeah. Not just in radio, but also for Whitest Kids and stuff. And it is very hard to do a character voice and then not do it for whatever amount of time and then have to do it again.
Yeah. And
do it perfectly the same way. It's very hard.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Those people like that girl, I don't remember if you knew her or not, but Sarah, she was like a model that we knew, but she was also the voice of Ash in the Pokemon cartoon for like 10 or 20 years or something.
I think she still is. Or
is she really? You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. She either still is or she just finished or something like that. But
yeah, I think she maybe just finished. But dude, like she had to remember how to do that for most of her life. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, I think she does other characters too.
Oh my God.
So I think it's interesting that voice actors, especially on anything that's animated, can switch.
Yeah, she probably does some Pokemon, right? Because there's a million of those little guys. Mm-hmm. I'm sure she's the voice for some of them. So, because they're probably like, look, we have too many fucking Pokemon. And we can't just hire people for everyone. She's already here. Just to have her say Pikachu. I don't know. Pikachu! You know?
Yeah, it's fascinating. I definitely couldn't. I would be thinking that I'm doing it in my head and that it sounds right. And then the people that are doing production would be, you're not doing it the way, like, how it's supposed to sound.
The first time you did it, you sound like a Southern man, and now you sound like an Italian woman, and we don't understand what your problem is. You are fired. That's what I would get that too. It's very hard to do.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do.
Yeah.
Anyways, goodbye.